Hello, hello, Fambulem. Una good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on whose partner the dunya we find yourself. Welcome to another edition of Audi Go Dey Go Inside the Republic, live on Facebook and YouTube on the Gem media platforms. We're glad for you tonight again today, a Thursday, and it's going to be a beautiful day. And for the newcomers, we say welcome. If not the first time we did join we, and we ask you for please um, subscribe to the channels them so you get alert and notification for the beautiful programs that will bring now so and the topical issues we can carry it follow we all discuss and engage. For the regulars, of course, we not get this platform if not to be for now, and we appreciate all the support, all the encouraging words, and everything so far for push this platform will before. So we'll continue for do that. Welcome again. Let me just bring in quickly my co-host, the man himself, T-Boy Dugba. Welcome to today's Audi Go Inside the Republic.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Gem Media Live on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to the Thursday edition Inside the Republic. You anytime you can call me that my full name there, I can get problem more because I can remember saying, you might need to just call me full name no more. So but we see begin call me full name by program. Let's see that day and I get for funny. But anyway, I want to say welcome to the guys that are watching on YouTube and also on Facebook. And I want to say welcome to now and we believe say Ramadan London, and Ramadan was good for us, for those of us that were fasting, and for who will be the fast when are the pretty Muslim then, and we don't get enough information during the Ramadan period from Sheikh Bimba. We can give you some good lessons in the values of Ramadan and some of the ethics they will for practice during Ramadan. But man, this is not the best Ramadan we had on practice so far.
Yeah, well, for me, I'm happy. I think this one, the Ramadan, I see, I able to go eat, and I see how colorful people were, and people are, just happy. But let's see, it happened midweek, and all the Eid places then full up. That's a big one. For me, it was a hit and miss because half part of, the Ramadan I wasn't keeping too well, but thank God now, But at least, like you say, it was a beautiful moment. The night prayers, at least we pray that we get all the barakah and let this be a turning point for we all.
But me, I don't say no more this particular Ramadan. If nobody make person go heaven, me I dey go. Because I've learned I learned beaucoup good things that we are not in the practice to the fullest. I do a lot of stuff that we sometimes I take for granted, but I think I was satisfied with this Ramadan we just passed. But just like we can feel no more say you've done something right and you feel that sort of joy within yourself for say what I have done is okay. I am quite happy and I'm pleased with it. And it's just now up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making decision into some of the things they will pray for make you do for me. So if you're out there and you don't pray for whatever you might want God for forgive you or pardon you or bless you, it's you go down all and pray and day for you.
Amen, amen, and amen to that. Thank you so much. Well, family, we did push how they go inside the Republic, go before small, and of course, my darling, the chat group, my one and only darling, Marie MC, who married for 35 years. Inside they go left the moon for we, and we see Munabari. Munabari, welcome as well. We're happy to for we join me again today. You're right, it's been a minute, but Tiwa has been very active doing the lamp during Ramadan and also gets a lot of community activities. So now make what they say, let everybody subscribe and please, Mona, and for make sure so now share to all on our wider network so people can go join and continue for enjoy the programs. Then, because now welcome our very own Yusuf Jallo, the cow footprints. We're happy to have you here as well. Let me go straight to today's program, T-Boy.
If we go straight to today's program, I want people to know for see no more. The lamp no auto to will not get blackout.
All right, the lamp nuts now, but not make much too much because them will hijack you. And we can't just now. We can't just now. So for them, if we now look, we flyer and advert for this week has been DJ BOXX, Abubakar Conte. Na program we supposed to do today. We want to talk about the arrest, the allegations, and the truth. So, but for some unavoidable reasons, we go decide for defer that program day to a future date. And the reason all gets for do with, you know, the legalities around, you know, this whole thing. We all hear in a shocking way the arrest or an announcement from the Ministry of Information and Civic Education say they arrest the man who can call DJ BOXX, now Conakry, Guinea, for charges their way then put. Since then, CRJ Media obviously decided to investigate to find out what's happening. At least before we do program, a lot of people then talk and do all kinds of things, but we decided because of the complexities around it. The reason why I could say so, because at the first end this, if me can remember, we will just say snap arrest of somebody outside the borders of Sierra Leone. So as a result of that, we say let we wait. We don't get to a point wherein we don't get a lot of information we enough for the program today. However, was it yesterday, T-Boy?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
He say, you know, we get confirmed information, say he has been released on bail, where everybody happy about. But because they don't release him on bail, we don't want for can talk for him. We wanted to get him as well on this program for can talk. So but we don't try forget him endlessly since the announcement of him bail. We're not able to successfully get him on the phone for they agree with we for can do a program. That's one. Secondly, we don't know the reason around, you know, how the bill go and everything. We don't know anything about that. So we not get enough information because of the turning of events since a release on bail. We not get enough information for able to come out and talk anything. We also reach out over the past few weeks, na Conakry, with the Guinean government for try to get the own side of the story. We don't get people within the Ministry of Justice where we engage, but we still not get 100% information. So as a result of that, we demand fit say, we, CRJ Media, we push this program to a future date. Because T-Boy, as you're aware, DJ BOXX, he's a national figure, is everyone that is someone that people know, you know, as entertainment producer over the years, a senior politician, Salon, within the APC party, when a regional executive member, and also someone very active on social media. So what we are able to arrest is shock we. But we not go do justice to a complex situation like that if we not get all the facts and everything aligned. So we decided, say, we go switch to this program. Not so, T-Boy, over to you.
Yes, that's correct. I think so you don't actually highlight all the reasons why we switch the program for something totally different, because like you clearly say, we don't want to compromise the investigation as it is ongoing right now, and nothing has been decided on whatever that the reason we make even get to be arrested in Conakry. But like you clearly say, we've gone through so many investigation behind the scenes, trying to find out exactly what's in the process, what happens in Conakry and all the stuff. But like you clearly say, we left that for now, because if we realize say they have released him on bail and we still haven't been able to know the specification of the bail release, but we still find out and see whether we get more information on that. And one thing back one for highlight also, I think over the past couple of years, if I can clearly remember, we've been talking about so many arrests that have been made in Sierra Leone, whether political or non-political. So I think not actually looking at this as a specific case, that the fact say we don't follow up all the arrests they did not make in Salon over the past 5 years, whether they are legit or not. We don't always come and discuss them. discuss some of them in details, and ask series of questions about the arrest, why the arrest was being made, where the arrest was made, and what was the outcome of some of those arrests. And the fact behind all that stuff they know don't do, it possibly led to some of the release of some of those individuals. We possibly 110% we can say that because we know for sure that some of them discussion in the will be in Cameroon platform here. So now they are the basis of some of the releases them of some of those people that were arrested. And not just under arrest, but some kind of other civil matter that we don't talk about on this same platform.
Human
We
rights
don't
abuses and
yes,
intimidation and so on and so forth.
exactly. We don't lead to so many justice for those people based on the fact that we had to sit and discuss some of these things and ask questions and possibly get the authorities for be alert about some of the things that we possibly they know or they might not have known about. So it is a platform that we have been doing things to not support, but ask questions about people that have gone through series of arrests or advantages have been taken against them, not under their wish, but disadvantage at some point we feel to say every Sierra Leonean have the right to justice. We're now one of the biggest program we don't do now this platform. If you begin think of the term, the whole starts to present. So I feel say we believe say every Sierra Leonean is liable and deserve justice, regardless of your tribal rights, your political rights, whether you belong to any society or not. As long as you're a Sierra Leonean, whether you carry a Sierra Leonean passport that can identify you, but for the fact that you are born or you have strong links or relatives or connections to Sierra Leone, and you live there, or even if you don't live there, but you still participate in the active development of any form of progress in Sierra Leone, I think your human rights should be preserved. And that is what we've been fighting for throughout these decades. We don't begin for talk about things that really affect Sierra Leoneans, then either in the diaspora or in Sierra Leone on this platform. Now, for just giving a short throwback of some of the things that we don't do on this platform, we directly related to the issue of arrests being made on specific individuals, regardless of their political lines, their tribe, or whatever they might be. So not a thing will just take lightly. We've even talked about people that have been abused, when are the legal practitioners then in Sierra Leone. Where you go feel so those are the last people that will have any kind of disadvantage taken against them. But they still do. And we don't still talk to them. We don't still ask questions. Why you go through this? Is it because you're a lawyer? Is it because you're a doctor? Or is it because you work in the civil service, or because you have a private business that you run? What is the reason behind some of these things that have been done against you? So we don't just sit back and accept certain things to happen just because it doesn't happen to us. But if it happens to any civilian, it's our right to ask questions. And we throw the question then directly to the authorities responsible, whether they give the answers or not. But when they sit back in their own corners, they'll go through some of these programs and see the realities of some of the things that we are highlighting. It gives them second opinion to either revisit those cases and review them, possibly lead to dismissal, or proper dialogue will possibly prevail after some of them discussion. We don't get no program. So Juma, I've been just trying to highlight some of these things so people know where we're coming from, what we have done. Not that we are bending down the rules, but I think if we feel say certain things have been done, when are some of the things that we want for kind of advocate or talk or ask questions on, needless for us to do it if we don't have the person in presence to actually discuss some of these things. That's why I think we say, okay, let's keep this for today, and we'll bring him or somebody really directly they represent to make we talk about the issues in depth. Over to you, sir.
Right. Thank you so much, Tibo. And as you highlight, this is the people's platform. We're not a big side. We don't talk for people who even possibly disagree with their ideology or the way they rationalize things. Sylvia Blyden is one person where they arrest them now, so we advocate for her. We talk all kinds, not to one program, we even do panel discussion on her. The likes of LAJ, all they arrest them with them, and all of that. We can't talk for them. Kamarimba, countless people. where we don't talk about now. So, and we will continue to do that. Nobody will shut we down. That is why we're here. And we always invite the authorities. If we make any statement here that you disagree with, you're welcome to come challenge us. It's our platform. We don't want to look the much by nobody. Now, then they refuse we access. But then by road prison, killings, and all of those kind of things, we reached out to the Minister of Information then, inviting him to come. Now, he turned down the invitation. We engage him behind the scenes, come. You understand? Koita's arrest, Paulo Conte's arrest, the killings, all of that we did talk about now. So we don't get the legal practitioners really represent them, people here. So coming on our platform to talk. So we will continue on that stead. So we want to apologize to one of the viewers them if I feel disappointed that we not do the DJ BOXX program today. It's for good reason, because we want to make sure that we connect, we dot all our I's, we cross all we T's them, and we not get them wrong. And if we're fortunate for get time at some point, we'll gladly invite him or his lawyers to come and talk to us here. Even if the Inspector General of Police want for can't talk to me, he's more than welcome. So if we don't reach here, how they go, we not ever starve of topics or things them for talk about. Now make we call them how they go inside the republic. It's a question. We don't know how they go. But anything we read but how they go inside the republic, we they bring and come, let we discuss them. So the big one today, now waiting, T-boy.
Papaya. You make a blow go up.
Okay, small. Wait, they're like, hey!
Lights don't come.
Hey,
but I want sing one song before lights go. They say Safulo, 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 Safulo. Now you get this word. Anybody there out there for continue?
No, me not sabi. I not sabi.
I don't tell you lost. But I me create what I didn't gonna I sabi this music. And I go guarantee back to you again, other sabi this music. But Juma, just by saying this, before we go any further, please allow me 1 minute.
All right, go ahead.
Why make I ask you for allow me 1 minute now? Because when I just go to this song, Safulo, 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 now you get this word, it reminds me of one specific individual. Excuse me. And this specific individual is somebody that I've worked with in civilian. We've done so many projects together, personal, business, private, and so many other activities them surrounding media and cultural activities and performing arts. Is the one and only, the only man they call me bra, in the entertainment industry in civilian who just lost last week. Is none other than the great man himself, Dennis Nelson. I can call him Okoro Streeter. May your soul rest in peace. And we will therefore do something on your behalf on this particular platform. And as Sarah J Media, we extend condolences to your family, and we hope and pray that God forgive you for all your sins that you have committed on earth. And we strongly believe, say, within the next week or two, your burial will be on the Sarah J Media platform for the whole world to see, because I think it would have been a pleasure for us to be in civilian to cover your funeral in person. But unfortunately, we cannot do that this particular time. But I think we'll give you the best and befitting funeral that we can in our capacity, based on the facilities and necessities that we might need in civilian to make sure we provide that service to the viewers, as we give your last respect to that specific individual that has done immensely great things within the cultural industry in civilian, not just the entertainment, but also cultural. And as far as I'm concerned, I have watched a lot of civilian comedy, and I think he is possibly the only exceptional one-man comedy show individual that can make you laugh without even saying much. He's got a high sense of IQ, a high sense of intellectual capacity that he can actually deliver without even looking at anything. And I believe say somebody in the platform right now, we're very close to that individual, Yusuf Jallo. And I think in his memories, Yusuf Jallo has gained a lot of experience and learned a lot from him. So am I. I may not look like an entertainer, but the amount of time I spent around him whilst I was in Freetown for over 10 years, and I think I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about how you carry yourself as a humble individual with so much skills within you. I have learned a lot of how you portray yourself as a senior statesperson. I have learned a lot about how you interact with the middle, old, and younger generation of the entertainment industry in Sierra Leone. I have learned a lot about how you place yourself in the right position of where you want yourself to be in the Sierra Leone that is full of status and hierarchy. So that's not the thing I learned from Mr. Streeter. And that will be something that will forever remain with me. And I will ever remain for say thank you for that short period of time we are able to spend with you whilst I was in Freetown, whilst we were working and making things possible with or without scripts. Almost majority of the projects that we did together as professionals. So may your soul rest in peace. Juma, I think I needed to say this because I think we've released a poster when he passed away, but I think this is the first time we're having a program. And I think if we don't say that, I will not be a happy person. But the reason why I make it trigger me, now because I use that word, Safulo, 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 now you get this word. If you blow ego, calm down. If you blow ego, come up. Tell me now, baby, now you get this word. And it makes me reflect on some of the things that we put together some time ago in Sierra Leone, we then called Jegeje Skima. Jegeje Skima was a musical concert where he directs, and it's just remarkable to see the way how he coordinates from musicians to storytellers to drummers and dancers. It was so powerful. And I think I have a recording of that particular behind the scene rehearsals. And I can see how they made music out of nothing. No scripts, with rhythm and style, with voices that haven't been rehearsed, not even in a studio setting, live. It would be nice for people to look at that or possibly watch a snippet of that particular rehearsal, maybe during his funeral. So people can see the amount of talent that we have in Ceylon that haven't been given preference in terms of how we relate to we great learned individuals that have passed on so much knowledge to other Sierra Leoneans. Do they appreciate it? That's another question. But I think I need to throw that in, Joe. Sorry for bringing you back into that sort of...
That's fine. Thank you so much, T-Boy, for bringing that up. Definitely would give him a befitting, funeral, and we'll do a testimonial on him as well. I also, by God power, bring in people we connected, including myself, with the great Dennis Nelson Streeter, commonly known as Bomb the Area. Bomb the area. So you call her, or you call him Sergio. But for me, anytime I remember Dennis Nelson Streeter, apart from the days na Tabule Theatre or performances na Liberty Hall and other places, now one notable advert where he do on, Shell Talks for Mosquito. So they may get one Shell Talks we come with if they're on a blue cup. So they call it was talks. So it mimic, using a fuller accent. That was talks where they not a bilu long cup. Say the was talks where they not the bilu long cup. So imagine on a Shell Talks can, we can for spray mosquito, we a blue one, where people not familiar with, but 30 day, me able for remember the advert and some of the words. So anytime I think about the great Nelson Streeter. That's what rings in my head. So may his soul rest in peace. And like you say, we'll definitely do a program for him. And we hope say Yusuf Jallo will lead us for coordinate that program on his behalf. All right, family, as we advertised earlier, now we come to the actual, how they go inside the Republic. The talk of the town the last few weeks has been nothing else but, hey, lights down.
Come.
You sure say the lights come or light don't go?
Hey, well, light not can out that punta.
I'm going to go. So
Well,
it's a serious issue, but it seemed like with a joke about I think it all reached a point where only within the last 24 hours, the BBC and Radio Dutch Savella, Germany, Future We, Sierra Leone, on waiting on the blackout and how it distressed people. The last time we remember, then called Sierra Leone the darkest city of West Africa. Now be a BBC program just during the 1992 overthrow by NPRC, where the great voice who they talk about Hilton. What is his name? Is it Hilton File? Hilton File.
Yes.
Hilton File did on BBC calling Sierra Leone the darkest city of West Africa. When I see blackouts rampant like this, it brings back for me the days of 1986, where mortuary, blackout, they say the mortuary coolers them or whatever they use for preserve the body them. Nothing, or they place the smell, go pick, then they go thief, then they go eat aid, then they eat body parts them. That's the kind of graphic memory the picture whether they talk about blackouts today, we are not in a salon. But what's your take on this? And we will ask the audience as well for coming. Lodi, their own take on the blackouts. Over to you.
I think I don't know how to respond to blackouts. Like you clearly states, Sierra Leone was referred to as the darkest city, not just in Africa or neither West Africa, but in the entire world. And can you imagine a country being named as the darkest city? We're talking about the capital city, Freetown, which is supposed to be the state-of-the-art business center for everything that will thrive within the country's economy. Is being titled or named the darkest city in the world. I don't ever imagine so we'll come back to that 20, 30 years ago. For say we revisit things like this 30 years back. But I am not really that much surprised because I can say what we used to enjoy as privileges 40 years ago are the worst of experiences that we face today. And blackouts is not even one of them. Because what we used to enjoy 40 years ago, where we know they get anymore, blackout was not on the top of the list, but now it has become the top of every concern of every Sierra Leonean. Reason make I say that now because maybe 30, 40 years ago, we not been depend on electricity for make our economy grow because we did not realize the essence of electricity then. Meaning we did not have to use electronic toys to hang out and play. We did not have to work with our iPads.
See, but can you hold it for a second? Because I don't know, I think we're having a technical issue in me, stagnant in at the screen. Your voice no more than the area. So me face the elected, they not like you face. All right, that's corrected now. Go over to you, we'll continue.
Okay. So basically, I think what's in we don't see now the fact say we don't suffer with so much issues them in the past. Economically, we never realized the power of electricity 40 years ago because, like I say, we were not used to technological stuff the way you powered by electricity. We not get laptop, we not get Game Boy, we not get iPads. We did not actually carry mobile phones. So we didn't realize the importance of electricity 40 years ago. But we had proper electricity then. when electricity means nothing to possibly Sierra Leoneans. Will not be the worker for go begin fed cold water because cold water be all let's street them with street pump. Will not be the worker for go fend Insai for go get the next cold water because we can bump into any house. Hey mama go water load drink now. Now cold water want so because it was there. You don't have to worry about it. Sometimes when I go down come out school, dirty one mommy soon that they come up the street. Hey, look now, I don't go play. Oh, let's today. When I tell look at game before I go down house them, kind of look tired so. And it will be cold water. Because to have a fridge was not a privilege. It's just basic necessity for every household. And notice that big fridge them will not be noticing having freezer safe. Exactly. So we had luxury of electricity that means nothing to us 40 years ago. And now where electricity is the primary source of economic growth all over the world, then it's still tied to we us. Sierra Leone is becoming another dark city. Come on, Juma. This is very much unrealistic.
Listen, so we they out here, Miss B, I think go salon, go visit again, or it is salon. They say I'm in Sierra Leone for the past 5 days. It's been total darkness. I've been paying to charge power banks to keep our phones and earbuds charged. The country has gone back 20 years in time. Very sad. So when you see comment like this, when we go salon, where do they pack in abundance? Power banks, right? Yep. So if the power bank where you depend on for alternative and for emergency power supply, no charge, what are you left with?
You left with a power bank with no power.
Small, you know, how they affect with no power. When they come, but I want to begin look at the thing. Waiting they cause this rampant blackouts, and it's becoming permanent blackout. It's not blackout for 1 day. It's not blackout for 2 days or half a day. It's not even blackout for 1 week. It's becoming permanent blackout. And the reason why I'm saying this, and it don't become official that Sierra Leone, they in total darkness. Sierra Leone not get forget light anytime soon. Why I say this? Not my words, but a press release from Insai, the electricity distribution, what you call authority. Now, then say full press release and say something don't happen, then get some problem, then technical issues where they're not able to provide light for the next 1 month at least. This now Insai. So it don't become formal. Initially, they politicized it, saying, oh, the opposition, now then they give the country bad name, Light Day. The president tell we, he said, he don't even put light now places where not ever get electricity. Not my words, but in 2020, in 2021, and so on and so forth, and during election campaigns. Even to T-boy them, where after the war, lights no day. This I talk about Kono. The president go to San them. They ask and say no. The president still watch 2 o'clock San them. How they can call and Salifan, I know to say they can call her. When they pray that 2 o'clock prayer, when he sang him up, when they can say Sunday book gone. Mr. President, watch back up for see if light day. You know, no say na the sun. Then make Naya and tell say they don't care go light outside. Bathos. Then say in 200 years you cannot go say step. Reports na BBC. Hey, this government they don't come lights. They don't they see lights na Bathos. The people then cook all then clap for the lights. They do all kinds of things for this light. But now inside Freetown, we see, I saw a picture today, T-boy. It's been a long time. I not see that kind of picture where people they to line for go buy ice block.
Really?
Time. People they go to line for buy ice block. So wait till they cause this blackout. One thing when we see come out, see what? J'ai they call here.
You they call me T-boy.
Before 2018, waiting to be the slogan at Salon. Say if not lie today.
Oh yeah, if not lie today, yes. Then before no. Oh well, before 2018, I know say yes, they say if not lie today eat. But I think that I mean 2012.
No, I mean I say before 2018, that the previous government, the era.
Okay. Yeah.
So the slogan was that if not lie today eat. No, so
yep.
Embassy not pushing say but people are angry na so cool at make man and the bomb and get body.
I want to talk about somebody where do a song where say now what you they eat back so na kulwata oh kulwata.
Yeah. Kulwata.
Well, is it
so
I'm glad the way you bring this come up. Because it means we had 80% electricity during that period of time, right? In Kotojuma.
Yeah, the list, I say yes.
Because if they do songs the way they tell you, say, na kolwata they make with a fat, so na kolwata they make with body and the big, and then other artists and they sing song the way, then they make reference to anything where you want for do na kolwata, na what you they eat, see na kolwata. It means there was electricity. But yet still, if I can go back to what I've been saying earlier on, we did not utilize the value of that electricity because we not become familiar with the use of modern technology. We're going to be powered by electricity. So we still take them for granted and we just laugh at it. But now it's very eminent to say electricity is the power source of every nation's economy. And we need to learn for ice block. Wow. Over to you, Juma.
So the reason I make how they bring this because we need to understand what's in the problem behind this. We get somebody who really watch a program right now. Smiling Through Lights, Mayama, right? Oni.
Yep.
Mama Oni. People like them go salon, right? With an initiative for go do it for help rural communities when not get access to power for let them get their own power source will go be cheaper and accessible and affordable and go be sustainable for them. Not also until power lines then reach there. So then they substitute from what the government they provide and within other places they will not able to reach. Because at least freedom we don't get, so the likes of Myanmar only then focus on the rural communities.
Yeah.
But now it don't happen. The reversal we don't get, even if Myanmar only the initiative gonna freedom right now, they're not able for supply on so they don't get bigger problem. But what's make it worse now that even the lights with them they provide at the time where governments they help them or help poor communities, picking them for go study, for go, able for put lamp like how Barry talk say we use per lamp for study those days. Mama only their own system try for eliminate that. So, inhale that fume, we go get lung disease, you either not go to born and all of that. So then bring lights come, if now one lights not able to provide, we're able for sit down and study day, we're able for light alone, watch you saw on a daily dog. No, so you're able for charger. It's a solar thing. But now, we don't get more investment in electricity within these past 5 years. One, we don't get higher electricity tariff because before not to be prepaid. We not be get prepaid though. Remember, we still be get prepaid. Now this BNB term.
Yeah, that's true.
So we not be get prepaid lights. The people be the old governments, a lot of corruption business be the inside. They say they introduce prepaid. The tariff been low. But since these governments come, and I get a letter to the effect, where show say they don't negotiate, they renegotiate, where the government they try for justify why make them they increase electricity tariff. Say now for let them able for pay, so they're able for supply more people them. The past government be do bad. But they will get for ask the question, the past government be do bad, they not negotiate on my behalf. Well, will not be they pay high tariff, but will be they get light, even if it's not a sustainable 100%, but will be they get, at least every other day electricity. Man, they can't sit on a junction for keep company because of pole lights. But now you don't get more investment in electricity because I just remember the thing will be go launch now. Was it Wellington or Kisi in 2017?
Now Wellington, Kisi, just before you meet Kisi Shell, back of
before
Kisi
Shell, that project they where they made a portion, I think about 170 something million for rural electricity. So this company will come and produce a public-private partnership. Then don't increase the money. Even up to yesterday, we see the ambassador, the US ambassador, say they don't put now 279 million where they don't invest now for electricity for make sure say Salon will get light. So more money they go into light. And the tariff don't go past 2 or 3 terms. So now you they pay, but you they get less for the units where you they buy. Then you still not they get the light. And at the same car power ship where the previous government did they use. So the question remains again. Why people for the pay and buy lights, but they're not they get the lights? Why more investment in electricity, but we know they see light? Say now government don't go and officially formalize blackouts. Because if government can issue a press release, boy, and say, would they tell you now, oh Lord, I'm not surprised again, lights not get for the gist now. Now, official formalization of blackouts. Why did I? Over to you.
Now the statement where they use, say government don't officially announce, say, yes, you get blackout. And guess what? The area where they actually highlights now the list of areas they really they give blackout. Now I don't fit on.
Exactly. It just sounds like when they advertise medication, they say this medication they mean headache. But if you take them, now for watch for the side effect, it will give you umbelle, it will give you titat, it will give you. Then every part by body way there for sick for that medication.
Now, all kind medicine today, total medicine today, malaria medicine today. Because okay, if you highlight the areas then where you feel say they get blackouts na Freetown, and you just focus on say maybe in the western area. Okay, like you say, you want to be very ruthless. You just focus na the eastern part of Freetown. We agree. But guess what? They call the places in the eastern part of Freetown. They call places in Freetown Rural, Freetown Urban, and Freetown Central. Meaning, Jue, Malama, Haimat, Songo, what's that again? Sherrytown, Godrich, Wilberforce. That is the entire Freetown municipality. So every single area in Freetown. Jim, I'll go back to that list then because I can name the places then because sometimes people don't understand what they're there for talk.
Right.
Because I was quite shocked for realizing, hold on a sec. Is this not the entire Freetown? Because when you call more than 15 areas in Freetown.
Listen, T-boy.
Go on.
Yeah, now I just see, like where you say the places them. Okay, so let's read the press release. Let me help Famulem. So this one and the one will come out on the 21st of March, 2024. Tibo, you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, yes.
All right. They say public notice. The Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority would like to inform the general public that as part of the ESURP additional financing under the World Bank, the EPC contractor, KESEC, has completed the procurement of 33 kV conductors, which will be used as a replacement for the existing conductors spanning from King Tom 161 to Wellington and Blackhall Road, respectively. In view of the above, the contractor has scheduled to commence replacement for the said conductor for a period of 1 month, starting from Saturday, 23rd March to Tuesday, 23rd April 2024, for a duration of 8 hours daily, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay? So the objective of this activity is to break the current line capacity limitations and to increase the 33 kVA distribution line capacity, which will subsequently capacitate the authority to transport more power to customers, especially customers in the East and Far West. During this period, the following customers connected to the 33 kVA distribution line will experience intermittent power outages. Intermittent, listening to the word of Spur Road, Wilberforce, IMAT, Regent Road, Sheriff Drive, Malama, Pentagon, Juba, Godrich, Adonkia, Mambo, Sussex, Rupoti, Wellington, Jue, Grafton, Hastings, Rokel, and Waterloo. The authority wants the public to note that upon completion of this activity, it will significantly reduce power outages experienced on the 33 kVA line. To this end, the authority is therefore sorry for the inconvenience this situation may cause and appeals to its valuable customers to show patience and understanding while works are ongoing to improve on the network efficiency. That was the press release on 21st of March. But I think there has been a recent press release. We're talking now about say lights not there for day. I'm just not able to handle that one day. But let's go to this one. We see T-boy. So what do you make of this?
Looking at the list, to me, I just want to go to the second to last paragraph where it say the objectives of this activity is to break down. Objective of this activity is to break the current line capacity limitations and to increase the 33 kV distribution. So the subsequently capacitates the authority to transport more power to customers, especially customers in the East and Far East, yeah?
And Far West.
Now, when you look at this particular demography, tell me which part of this demography is not Freetown or entire Freetown. When we talk about Freetown, the areas of concern we fit to say will be prioritized. Now, Spur Road, Wilberforce, IMAX, Regent, Bathurst, Lumley, Atlantic Beach, Regent Road, Sheriff Drive, Malama, Pentagon, Juba, Godrich, Adonkia, Mambo, Sussex, Ropoti, Wellington, Jue, Grafton, Hastings, Rokel, and Waterloo. Which demography of Freetown this?
Exactly. Now the whole of Freetown, isn't it?
That's the whole of Freetown. So basically, if you highlight such concern for such period of time, and now we don't realize that it is not just for a short period of time, it's like constantly. Now, anybody who you call na Freetown or Salon, to be precise, it could tell you, say, oh, sorry, me, I not talk language as all, me phone not charge. Huh? What did you talk? We still talk about me phone not charge na Salon before you make phone call. Even people that when they travel out of Sierra Leone, they come now, this part of the world, they travel with their power banks. And I'm thinking, right. What's not going to work out power bank for Canada? When I video say on Freetown, yeah, lights do pass me the side for give myself blackout. But the fact of the matter is, Go on, Juma.
No, carry on, Timothy.
The fact of the matter is, are we seriously going through a serious issue of blackout crisis in Sierra Leone? Where we know clearly, like you highlighted earlier on, the president mentioned, say, was it this year's speech or New Year's Eve speech, where he highlighted the fact, say, he don't provide electricity in places then we not ever dreamt of having electricity in Sierra Leone. Even me village, Kangama Gurama, Usai Akomot, where Juma be the laugh me just now. Electricity did it. And I say, well, me, I don't know, sometime since a year ago, I come Kangama and lights don't candy. But lights not there. So I don't know how it comes now we don't get electricity. And Kangama, now 5 years ago, now they will get pole. Or 6 years ago. No, now 7 years ago, or 8 years ago. Now we finally get pole. Where they make we get internet system. Because we they still go uphill. For go connect and make phone call. So if now 6, 7 years ago we get pole, where they guarantee we connectivity to internet system. I want to say like the pass. He pass Kenema. He pass Tongo. He come all the way. Nakangama. I want to start the light pass.
For me, the sad thing, again, I'm going to say this. I don't care how people take them, because the fact. One thing that we've been constantly calling this government on is their level of deception. Level of deception, that's when you know the truth, but you think, say, they use propaganda for life and the people then. Now, it's not that part they may hate. Tell people, prepare people, say, this is where we're in for the worst situation. Now, so we for handle them. Then people go be mentally prepared. But when you lie on people, you give dates. So there's the 18th. Now, say if we go by this press release, we then give the 21st, right? When is the 23rd? The 23rd is next week, or a few days from now, right? Next Tuesday is the 23rd of April. So that date where you put 1 month, if you say, if I know if they reach, the 23rd, they reach just now. What happens if you don't give people a light after you don't fix this? Who's other new light where they carry it? But the reality is that they fail for tell people and say they owe over $48 million. Now they owe the Turkish company where they operate the ship, and the Turkish company decided to switch them off from providing, I think, was it 30 megawatts or something power. Now only 5 megawatts that they provide. 5. Now 5 megawatts, now make una they see that 5 megawatts there, where they come whoop. Where una put on appliances, them a burn all thing. You fridge, you dish, you down there, because no boku, so they come with speed, then they go back. And able for distribute them to places. Usually what, so imagine what happens in essential services, places like hospitals. We're supposed to get 20
essential services. Them they run private power system, because to be honest to you,
they don't get lamp that they use there.
Where I said in the run private power system, I know they expect say they get to, but they expect say they should have one. But again, sadly, they don't have one. So some doctor get for possibly can hospital with generator because he get for can do operation, which is sad.
So this can we go back to the days of the 80s, where you go do surgery, you they buy petrol, you they buy 1 gallon petrol, you go with them. Because then we see documents given at torchlights that they use for do surgery. We don't see. Now, recently under this government, a doctor, promising young man, died at Connaught Hospital because he get accident, they can't go incompetent, they try for save him. But because lights go at the place, they're not able for save, and lights not there for let the operate an incompetent doctor. When a doctor, when me fortunate for work with in 2017, He did a service for us for free, you know, and even spent money to pay for surgeries for other people. And this was a young guy in his 30s. A young family died. So imagine almost other people and don't die because of light. But we trivialize that. And the reason why they talk about the deception, why it pains me that the government not the land, then supporters they're not the land. How many excuses we don't get before now, T-Boy? What was the what would that be the rampant excuse? The rampant one we been there for light.
Then say now APC talks, then they cut the cable then.
And the chief they go cut the transformer lines them,
Yeah.
then they this, they that. Right?
So basically, APC they sabotage for make electricity to not flow. But you see,
right.
What he can say is you can only say these things for a short period of time. If you not fix it, it will catch up on you. And that is practically what is happening right now. Even the EDSA, when they begin for actually overcharge people and where they want for still feel say they are doing the right thing, people they charge 100,000, then they only get not even half of the units they're supposed to get. They begin get like a 40,000 units for 100,000 we charge. And then you say, oh, you for pay for your meter service. Okay, fine, no problem. But let the 40,000 self what they get last me longer. But the 40,000 self what they get, sometimes you go get some like you go get like maybe like a 1 or 2 or 3 to a maximum, and then the frame out the 40,000 on run. Just maybe 3 consistent light system we go get to. So the reality begin kicking, say this is not something that they can manage, and they put up a front face for say, oh, you get difficulties, you begin put blame on people, you begin put blame on the system, you begin put blame on the technology, and you run out of ideas of blaming things. And what do you do next? Are you still going to say you are not responsible for the faults that we're having based on the fact that our electricity is not just sinking, it's drowning? And this is not like the strongest elements of economic growth in any capital city. It's a shame, because what make I say it's a shame. First, then the complaint say there was an issue with the Ivory Coast power supply will be the camp. But then I was in Ivory Coast, I was in Abidjan then. So I began to think about, yeah, I was in Ivory Coast when that rumor they say come say, oh well, the contracts where the Ivorian hydro or electricity supply be the come off from Ivory Coast, the cancer loan, there was an issue with payments, or there was an issue with some form of agreements where either one of the two countries then breach. We primarily even going to say Nasalongo don't breach that agreement today. So yeah, that was done by done. But because during that period, then tell me say, oh, the ship now waste of money, the ship they go back, we need to spend a million they Panam. We now get direct electricity supply from Abidjan. I remember that very clearly. Very clearly. Where they even say the ship for left. The ship actually took off and then landed back on the oceans of Sierra Leone just within a week, because we are all just running around with false trajectory of what is not really happening. So are we ready to face the reality of some of the issues that we get as Sierra Leoneans and actually start saying the truth? Because the truth will not kill you. It will enable people to be able to deal with the situation. It will prepare people to be able to understand what is coming. People are complaining. People are not even rely on say, okay, me I dey cook me soup for like a 2-3 days because I dey work. I dey cook me soup for like a week. I dey freeze them. Why come I cook fresh rice? You know, almost people don't cry say then soup they don't boil for the past 5 days, like no day. So you not only the cause problem with the electricity, but the thing there were people and they use electricity for they suffer the consequences. What if you go say about the butchers then? People already preserve their stuff the way they preserve for putting a freezer for making them able for sale. What would you say about the people who sell cookery, which sometimes go don't buy in beef, they don't go buy in fish, they don't freeze them, then you're not able to go buy for the next 1 or 2 months because it gets enough stock? What do you say about those people? What do you say about people that runs their private entities like hotels, guest house, and restaurants, where they deal with constant electricity, possibly rely on the EDSA for supply? Then they begin complain, say, oh, you really know they pay electricity, now they don't run out the EDSA supply. because of you building EDSA. Then they begin call institutions, they when are governmental run institutions, then they pay electricity. Then they begin look at individuals that are when they pay electricity. For example, in Bowtown, majority of the senior statesmen in Bowtown don't pay electricity bills. And that is on records, which until possibly they say for the first time. So there are many obstacles we're surrounded by this electricity where has been abused. So by the people that are supposed to provide electricity. Go on, Joy.
My question, who's one na me on day as customer? If me don't pay me bill, I don't go buy me tariff. Why me not forget lights? Because one minister decide not for pay, or one government ministry decide not for pay. How me connect to that one day? Now yeah, you day, now UK you day, right?
Mm-hmm.
You pay your electricity. If you don't pay, what happens?
The light when they come on, that's the go off.
The light when they come on, are you your host? But not mean say you neighbor where they pay, not go get. You never ain't go continue for enjoy the luxury where they pay for, or the necessity where they pay for. And if you want you not pay, now you business. But why me for suffer? Why the righteous for suffer for the wicked? But that is not the issue here. Like they say, if government been done, they pay, then bill to the car power ship, we know for they get blackout the way they get and so. During the days of President Nkrumah, I remember the late parts of in presidency before elections. Now, two of the ships then come. Remember, you get one at the east and parts close to that Wataki area, offshore.
I remember that.
And you get one at the Cape area. You get two ships where come because possibly at that time, the other source of power not be the work, so they decide for bring another one coming with him. Okay, if you tell me, say, President Nkrumah and government, now I mean, take debts, right? But then you say when you come, the first day will get blackout first. The first kind of way you will get blackout. You say they try for renegotiate, and you don't renegotiate successfully. Now we get a better deal, and you assure people and say we will continue for get lights. Then we see everything that happen. This ship they will drive, then go continue forget to use sustainable power. And the country we bluff with that. We say where Ivory Coast power line come, this ship they go. But both time, before President Nkrumah go, both Kenema, then we get the both Kenema waiting, hydro, or power thing, yeah, where they get power supply. Yeah, right? But from where these governments come, Naimbo begin cry for blackout. This is the honest truth. Even when they go do Oba, then days also Oba, when they go do blackout in the during Oba Nabo, when the president did it. When the president did Nabo, blackout did Nabo. We all see. Then tote generator, then go pull generator na corner, not to so to na T-boy.
That's correct, yeah.
And go tote the generator na corner, then say that they can't go side bow because corner gets double generator. We don't see now where they kill people in a McKinney for generator because they say McKinney get double generator, Lunge no get so then they carry and they go na Lunge. When youth then come out and demonstrate and shoot them and kill them. For generator because of power. But now we see still the same Lunge airport. We get the MP now for Lunge. Say they go, they count in generator na tongue, where they can parliament sitting. The way they go back na Lunge, they get for transport in generator go back because they're able to afford for buy 2 generator. So what we provoke and say get backpack for a generator, popo bag.
Yeah, I remember that.
We don't see. So this is not a new problem. Why is this government not being honest with people? Try for solve the problem the way it's supposed to be solved.
But you know, to be honest, I don't think the government is ready to solve problems. Because
that's exactly
because to solve these problems, I'm not saying it's that easy. But let's do a little bit of a short throwback. What were the priorities of this government 5 years ago when they were campaigning to take over office or administration? They campaign on basic few things. Electricity is 1, food supply is 2, and fuel control is 3. Yep. So they were saying,
of course, bread and butter economy.
Well, neither the bread and water economy. Okay. Because what in them they say, yes, all those 3 issues does exist in Sierra Leone, but they are cosmetics, meaning they're not good enough and sustainable. Yeah. So what we're going to do is to reinforce what is there or scrap and reinforce a new system that will be sustainable. Okay, we agree, give and take. The first year will be a struggle. The second year still struggling. The third year we still not been able to identify the problem. The fourth year we still did not realize to address those issues that haven't been addressed 4 years ago. As dumb as we all are in Sierra Leone, we say, okay, what is going to be the next option to solve some of these problems? Oh, no, why you no more? The crisis what they face, so less than 6 months we will fix it if we go back into office. Okay, give and take. If these problems were not really that bad, so to speak, it will not have been an easy fix, but we don't begin to see solutions or solving the issues. We don't begin to see the reduction of certain things. Because regardless the outcome of the elections, this is not a new government anymore. It's a continuity government that has been in power for 5 years. You're not going to reinvent a wheel that you've already been rolling. So basically, what I'm saying, if you had that system in place that was supposed to work, and then you got stuck in the middle, you can revive it in the middle and start to exist again to make it work, because you've seen now the problem that you have implemented that doesn't work. It's not going to take you 5 years to find a solution for an element that should not kill you as an individual. But not just that. We have immense support from international donors. And those international donors came on board primarily with the notion that APC was corrupt. They have embezzled all the financial status of Sierra Leone, and they have left the economy dry. So we had money, support, investment, possibly coming all over the angles of things, or the angles of areas that we forget support from as a nation. Okay, electricity was one of the most paramount, and then fuel, and then food. But we haven't seen any growth, none whatsoever, in all those areas. But we still take things for granted as civilians, as dumb as we can be sometimes. We don't really look at things from a wide perspective and analyze it and make better solutions. So what you go do now? But that's how we fall to now we. The problem just they exist, it just they escalate, it just they get worse. With the wait stay, it gets to the crisis stage where it collapse and drown, because okay, now it don't collapse. With the wait stay, it drown. Because all the excuses them don't exhausted. Come on, this is the 21st century, man. Electricity na the key. And I don't use this word past tense anymore. People don't understand. Now, if you look at everything that happens in Europe, okay, sometimes they go too far. If you look at everything that happens in sub-Saharan Africa, okay, so tell me if I go too far. If you look at everything that happened in the west coast of Africa, okay, sometimes I go too far. If you look at things happening between the Anglophone West African countries to speak, you have back, we were rated second out of those 5 countries 40 years back. The only leading nation was Nigeria over Sierra Leone 40 years back. And the reason we got to go 40 years back because Ghana was struggling. That is now possibly chasing Nigeria to actually claim superiority within the West African speaking countries, especially the Anglophone one. But where are we today? Where are we in West Africa, Anglophone West Africa? Gambia will have been the least, where we they supply almost everything, are now leading. So are we going forward, or we are stagnant, or we are not even going backward? We are going behind, because when you are back, you're possibly behind something. But when you are backward, as in you did the end, nothing actually stands in front of you. It's just a clear space that you cannot fill. Now, day we don't reach. Would they wait stay? We lost the people already ahead of, we've gone able to see them anymore. Because if we take electricity for granted, at this current state as we are right now at the world, where if you are for actually do anything where they give you 1p and turn out to 2p, you need lights, not to no protocol. Nothing, not the way they run this world right now, when I light. To the extent that they want for Kego electric kind of salon. Can you imagine the kind of suicide that will happen at the country? Well, wasn't that they say so? Now suicide. Because if we not able to manage basic electricity, you highlight something earlier on, say shining through lights came to complement government initiative during the Anescoma government to provide electricity now rural civilian, right? Okay, because we believe say at that time it will have cost any government to actually extend electricity to rural areas then, because you get to think about running of cables, the basic infrastructure.
The whole infrastructure not being there.
Yeah. So you get all that kind of infrastructure and the way you need for put in place for before you even think of installing electricity. But what the APC government did that wasn't too bad, they actually thought of doing solar lights in some of those rural areas because they realized it will cost them a lot of money to actually put down the right and proper infrastructure for generate electricity in some of these rural areas. Okay, subsidies. What do we do? What do we do to subsidize this particular one? Because we know for say it's not practically possible right now. Let's give them solar. And solar was effective. Again, what's make I say so? Because some of the places that we went to, or I would say 6, 7, 8 years ago, now place there will be to look at remote areas in Sierra Leone. But they had solar. So that period of time where until we were going to village and they 2 years before 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, now like a ghost town. But when they begin get solar lights them, now the main streets them, it was active and lively. And what's now when they bring come for the economy, it brings in economic growth, because for them people that most live now 6 o'clock, then they take 10 o'clock. So you think about the activities where they happen for that 4 hours day. It increased their sales in whatever product they sell. increase the sense of learning because now beginning to get more time for possibly study. It no matter whether not under street solar light in the study, at least it is available. And then it increase their sanity because when you don't run all day, at least you get some TV they can look up to for can watch you small screen TV where something an iPad kind of looking TV where they just slot you Nigerian DVD inside. You watch television because why? You don't power them with solar during the day. So it brings in a new kind of lifestyle to individual and families. We've been in the rural areas. And how do they help and benefit Sierra Leoneans who have been in a freedom, specifically with the urban and rural freedom? It increase also their knowledge. It increase their lifestyle because people who will not get access now for buy fridge now than us can afford a small fridge where they give them some amount of luxury of cold and mild or something where they go do. People then begin buy second-hand microwave. You get electricity now also, you go feel comfortable for warming food. People then begin preserve them food when I've been the Creole style only. Only God knows how they may preserve food and them where they may struggle with electricity. But it wasn't like that. So now it becomes a norm. And all of a sudden, that norm becomes a norm in an opposite direction. Come on, man. Are we progressing or retrogressing? And this now 2024. Come on. Millennium was 2010 or 2020, 2000. No, 2000. 24 years ago, 24 years gone, we still the struggle with basic form of electricity in Sierra Leone. But yet still, we have the most expensive and luxurious cars that drive the roads of Freetown. We have the most expensive and luxurious buildings being rising up from the plateaus or from the valleys of Freetown. And yet still, we have, it's too much, man. If you begin name all what you feel to say, now luxury, or supposed to forget a salon, but we don't have the basic that supplies the benefit of the luxury that we have. Why build a mansion if you cannot power it? Answer that question for yourself.
This is the thing, T-Boy, just like you stated. And again, I bring and come to people away being, we all know they make their excuses here and blame others. But we tell them, say, get for catch up. That listen, not to just to what you are hearing, but listen and understand what's not the problem if you know be don't understand. But say problem na electricity, but you blame. Now you don't sit down comfortably. Now the first step in any government, where they formalize blackouts. First step. I want to go back to history. Let's watch. Me one day I not see them. Now the first step is because previous government will tell you we get challenged with this. They will tell you what exactly happens. There is fault here. This cable line makes so. The rainy season may come. Tender make it broke this day. So we go get a power outage for a few days until we're able to fix the lines. They become our overhead lines we get. So they get for switch them off for people and safety. But what we have now formalizing blackouts without no reason. Then you have these same people. Now you don't even have alternative. Let's say first term, you get a blackout for a few days, and you have your generator, right? Because from Kabata, people be able to do it. They will buy that small generator where they call it
Kabata.
Kabata. Also, we part Alana yes. You understand? People will get on there. They will
it's
for
all
power.
It's all like really back on a swamp.
I tell you, that But at that time, people able for power things because waiting, they be able for afford petrol. Or put money generator.
Now the time we begin know what's in a liter. We can also buy liter we buy fuel.
Yes.
We buy fuel by gallon.
By gallon. But now waiting we don't get. Where the President Koma government where then Kawiti do, it prioritize electricity. He say in 100 days, my first 100 days, my priority Now, for eliminate Kaba Tiger and make sure say we get electricity. We had electricity at a cost. Which you all begin going, we will not say pay more money for long get the power.
Yeah.
But at least people be they enjoy them, then they use them, then they benefit from them. And you had more industries at the time where need power supplies because you had all the mining companies functioning in Sierra Leone. They all need power. I always talk and say the coldest can of cocoa I'll ever drink, a Makeni.
But Juma, look, we even go local. Local not go that high scale. Let's go local. We have a huge amount of water manufacturers. Why? Because there's electricity.
Exactly. So you get all that small scale businesses, then they grow it because it's power supply. Now, whether you didn't have governmental, you get farm na governmental, you get money where you thief na private companies for they able for buy generator. Now you say self able for sustain your generator because I talked to somebody who tell me say it is spend 600,000 leons a day if it put in generator on overnight. So you're able for sleep comfortably. Then overnight or during the day they turn off. That's one thing. So 600,000. So imagine if you spend 600,000. This I talk about. Then they get them big belly. We get them mutka. We talk about so they high rise building. Then they, you understand? So if you spend 600,000 leons a day, times down there by 30. Now how much that? 10 days now 6 million. 20 days now almost 12 million.
Well, so 18 million.
Almost 20 million if you get for check the transportation where they go get the fuel with and camera. So almost 20 million just for buy fuel for put that generator. You know, mix pan the oil we get for use for the change or you know get for mixing the generator point, you get for go call the engineer, we get for wait another 1 week or sometimes you know even get the part or the engineer come, he can't lose the generator and then we couple them up again. So they go for party, no car again. He left you down and back day. That's one problem. Force. The other problem, let me say you even able to afford or buy the petrol. Not to all your appliances them where you need it able for power because not all man able to get that money for buy big generator or sophisticated one. So some man in generator only the power in lamp. The lamp then are the hose. So man
not lamp.
Oh, not your lamp still there on, you know, and all it. So my way generator come on now 1 grave AC now the power. So now say mama and papa they no more. If mama and papa did or master house. Now just put that in a master house, you know, but they can the rest of mankind una be alone, go the sweat the till una die. So imagine you this I talk about the one they get money for able for afford generator. But you cannot sustain it. And even if you can sustain it, it will not serve the purpose. But we're still glad and jump, say, hey, no, we are delivering. We are resilient people. We will deliver radical inclusion. All kind of jargon, then they speak power, then they can speak power right now. The only thing that has been constant with this government, only thing we're not changing in the last 6 years, guess. If you guess, I'll give $200, T-Boy.
Juma, I swear to God, if you not give me that $200, they fine you. And are they joke?
Family where they watch. Wait, when I tell me the only thing we constant.
No. Let me ask.
No, I expand now. They say I they give you.
Okay. Family, if I answer Juma in $200 question, if you not give me, I go vex. And if I vex, you're not going to stop me. The only thing where this government, we're constant, we don't change.
Yeah.
Now the lie.
Not so dandy. The lie they change everything a different lie. Then they change the lie.
No, not the lie.
The lie they can upgrade the lie, then downgrade them, then turn a wrong side. The lie they change. Family. I mean, then cannot the propaganda self they change. Now, one great thing, I want to see if they pay attention. If you really they pay attention. Look, now $200 now they miss you. $200 family.
They give me one more chance.
Yeah, one more chance. It's like if we stress on the people, not so that the stress they increase by day, so it's not constant. It's not constant.
Oh, Godfather. No, Juma, you don't make a don't fool now.
That's the stress, but not to him. It's not constant. Now they tell you now.
Now what's it?
Hey,
you just tell me you not break and down. Tell me that you break and down.
The corruption then are by different level. Asia too.
Fly.
The best. Asia to get that correct. The only thing we constant that the pie fly. It not change. I begin fly when it comes, so it continue for fly. Asia to well done.
$200. Now for all I
know. $200. Who say they must send you details? We owe you $200. Now you are the only person. Or you tell me if you don't want the money, they donate time in your name on side. Now you are the only person Asia to. You don't win $200.
I said to let me to say Juma. Let me to say Juma can talk because this is too personal.
I'm not going to be Asia. But you tell me if not lie. That's the only constant.
No, true. The fly no long change. That has been constant. That is true. But also the lie back has not changed. It just kind of in various different versions. But that has been constant as well.
The lie increase. So it's not constant, it increase. The fly now is constant.
So I said to say it Canada. So I said to send us a personal
$200. Yeah.
Message.
Make sure
you might send you $200.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
So,
but coming back to that, Juma.
All right, this is why I make a mention that this is where most of the money that is supposed to solve some of the problems is going. Unfortunately.
Yes, that's one major channel. Yes, I agree.
Most of the money, because then the president boastfully, now State House, the guardians of State House, tell me say, Ingo continue for fly. While sooner they continue for suffer and blackout. Yeah, go ahead, you answer something when I mentioned that.
The most disgraceful thing we witnessed last week, I think it was, for sure say the crisis of this blackout don't get out of control. A prominent Sierra Leonean way in the entertainment industry be the kind for making declaration speech in regards to getting interest in the new executive way the law bar association they put together for their elections.
Therefore, the program on that, hopefully next week.
Yeah. So Kabaka, to be precise, come online for can do a live show.
I listen.
You know? So it don't start in message, it don't show in interest, it don't do in intro, how I've been lawyer, but I think yes, deep down in my blood, me law still stand. I don't say I don't come into the entertainment industry, but I come back to the thing where I love so most, when I the law and the legal side of Sierra Leone. And I feel say this time around, I want to be an executive member, even though I did throw me support for where I win at the one of the contenders them, not to say it not get respect for the other one them, but in feel say we are capable and blah 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 blah. It talk a lot of nice stuff. But but himself. Now it don't ready now for reading speech. Na de say na lie you lie. Boy, blackout. I shock first. Akim, blackout. Him say, who's that?
You got the blackout.
I call it because I don't believe. I been just say sometimes, okay, now in lights for them or something ain't go wrong. Juma. It happened for over 5 minutes. But that just they say to you no more. even when you are prepared for the best, if you don't have electricity, so let's say that was the only chance that gentleman had to deliver his speech to the world of thousands of people waiting to hear from him, and then such thing happen. How you feel? Because that was possibly the only opportunity he had. And I believe he may have advertised that broadcast for say, una can't join me at 8 or 9 o'clock. I can't read out me speech where they endorse what I want for be now this new law society administration we want for put together. Una can't hear me out. And then he don't talk all the preambles. Then when he ready for now for beginning reading speech. Now that's the idiocy, not like will you lie. This is not a joke. Live broadcast. Lights go off by you. You're not able to come back and continue broadcast just because of electricity was not available.
Right.
So that's a serious blackout.
He began to do the speech yesterday. Okay, he began to do it yesterday, but we get for put the generator on, and even that, you don't even trust the generator when they be
Of course, you don't go trust them because you don't know whether our time you don't go pour inside it for you instead of petrol.
You don't trust the generator. He said, "Two that they the sound there. He said to them, for me soon as I must deliver my speech. Now the generator, now they knock so behind the phone, and they hear the generator in sound. So now wait, no they can't deliver. The man they coax people and for let them believe say this lights today not get for go. But T-boy.
Why would you know why that?
I'm surprised and shocked? You forget, say, the president's day na parliament. They deliver speech. Lights go. Parliament opening. The lights go. Blackout where president's day na parliament. So if that day happen within the well of parliament, who said they pass all the bill, who said they ratify all the law, all them big money also, they get the oversight committee for blackout, for not call them blackout, I don't call them for electricity, for blackout. If lights they go yonder, what else should they expect? So like you stated, imagine if President Bio sit down, if they deliver, say we can get a Zoom meeting, then light just go away, then able connect again.
Well, somebody just put in the chat group, we can put, he say, well, we might likely face another blackout pandemic, so we might have a state of emergency for blackout soon. So look, we wait for that.
Now, Calfoot Prince is very crafty. Maybe they look at the other way, but I like that one they talk to. So let the members of parliament ready for pass another bill for state of emergency for blackout. Because what's maybe they think about, I mean, Phil say the president will blame the Kush pandemic for saying that they cause blackouts. And that's my own thought.
So they're not going to begin. They're not the one they work now. EDSA. Well, actually, we will see what EDSA Kush stuff anyway. So maybe.
Remember, the reason I can say this now because remember, anything have been COVID. No, so they blame them on.
Yep.
They come on and go for everything. Ukraine, Russia war. So now, if they can't pass state of emergency against Kush, they can still blame that again and that make they get sustainable light. But on the other hand, Yusuf right. Maybe we go get state of emergency for blackouts.
Well, I think we deserve to get state of emergency for blackout because, to be very honest to you, we're not supposed for the under blackout. It's a crisis, and it's a serious crisis that is endangering the lives of civilians, both well, able, and disabled. And that is fact. Look, not just underrate more. And also, it endanger the livelihood of the economy status of civilians. Because guess what? Without electricity, many businesses are going to shut down. And when those businesses shut down, what happens to the employees? And what happens to their
They
families?
lay them off. They know nobody
So
will
it's
get
very
pay
serious.
tax.
We might think it's a joke, but if they not declare a state of emergency for blackout, it will become a crisis. Because what we don't see,
Crisis, T-boy.
no, well, they have to declare it as a state of emergency. Reason being,
it's already a crisis. So na crisis.
but they have to make it official like all the others.
Declare first before it be crisis. It don't be crisis already. So let them just look there. They add a one package, push and blackouts, and make a state of emergency. So now the two, because like how, like they say, so they joke with them. That's what Frederica stated here. We are talking about this in a light-hearted manner, but this is a total disaster. And
disastrous. Honestly, now total disaster, because it causes a lot of mayhem in society. Because like we take, for example, now, somebody gets for go deliver something, we go able for or contracts, for example, and then all what thing you want for deliver, they inside in laptop with no charge. Can you imagine that? Or somebody, okay, at the moment, I don't need to say education the function, because without electricity, it has been disastrous over the past couple of years. But now let's look at the institutions they were able for possibly rely on EDSA for supply them electricity. And then those institutions possibly likely may not have enough resources for get a backup generator for power that whole institution did. What happens to them? Now let's look at the legal system, the court system that we have in Sierra Leone. I don't watch one or two of the court cases them where the microphone get for go off first because electricity not there for power, and then get for wait first, say, then go for another one where they can't power. Okay, what if the court system does not function with electricity? Are they going to have a court hearing by blackout? So the judiciary system will not function. So this now the plenty what if them are the highlight. So because all them major institutions they are so okay, for example, UU building is the main administrative structure in Sierra Leone that actually run majority of the ministries in our government. What if electricity not did and use
not what if electricity not did? Don't if that there's no electricity there.
You supposed to
they do not have a
generator. Suppose we're going to the 6th or 7th floor. How do you get there?
The lift not they work for years, not so days, years now. You know they work. Remember first the way people let they go just for go ride the lift.
Yeah, for go ride lift. Yeah.
Just not for that one day. Again. But T-boy, the most shocking one, and I want you to take this with all seriousness. It's not a joke. Someone posted, say, the EDSA building, the function on generator.
I would not be surprised.
The Minister of Energy gets power bank the way they work out. Not a one power bank.
I don't see. No, I don't see.
State House.
I don't see them. I don't see them.
State House the function on what? On generator. Let me share an example with you, because when we talk, they bring reference, let people not think so we're just making stories here. State House had a CCTV, right?
Yeah.
The Palo case, waiting have been the evidence where they rely on for send and go down.
And it's CCTV evidence. Yep.
Make the CCTV footage not waiting and tell me.
They say light not been there.
Light not been there. How many times when me and you don't go to State House where the conveyor belt, where they pass the things there for check and then it's for scan. You know, they work with happen because light's not there.
Yep.
Light not there.
Yep.
So I'm not making this up. I am saying the facts. If you want to bite me right now, you building, force them. When light been there in abundance, you been get people away, been get freezers. Now you building, then the messenger, then the watchman, now they don't drag points down there. Then they make ice block. Now they don't man, they go buy ice block. 34 hospital. That is bad. And the name of the place there now. We don't want good smaller salary. Sabi how they operate 34 hospital. Now the people they get freezers, they go keep them, stuff them, and go take and they pay, not to free, because lights been there.
Yep.
Connaught Hospital, bien Connaught, bien Insai blood bank there. They be get freezer and they see the name for now. And the name places there for now. Now they go keep. But now for copying in all the lights not there. So even them watchman then they now them people they them messenger caretaker them they drag them with them they nothing like that's not the operate again. So now total.
But that is serious. That's the seriousness about blackout. Because we look at some say maybe sometime on a blackout it happened, but it's serious. It's very, 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 very serious. When I'm in the Abidjan, then we do some construction at the apartments who have been there. So I know. Then lights just go off for about 20 minutes. And they contacts the person who own the apartment. I say, what happened? Lights go. And I don't struggle for 20 minutes without lights. But I don't come back. He said, really? I'm like, yeah. You know what's in the apology they make to me? He said, I apologize to you, sir. Please forgive me. But I will give you a full refund and you can still stay. For 20 minutes of blackout, 20 minutes. And I said, no, I said, it's okay. Guess what?
You know, so say come on blackout and then they serve you.
Yeah, that's what I come on. No, I like to come on London, say forget seminar Saloma. You know, that's what I come on. Now blackout we eat. We chop on our morning for breakfast, we eat for lunch, and we take up for dinner. So basically, now they say like say, oh, there was some form of construction happening at the building, so they get for shut down the electricity because they pass some cable and they're not one for interfere. Since that day, me like no wing safe. So if you look at the essence of electricity, say people like us will not operate without electricity. Otherwise, we go work out with power bank and then take retire, which is what we practically do when we go to Sierra Leone. Because 24 hours of our lifestyle is online, basically communicating or doing something that has to power our devices, be it laptop, iPad, or we phone there. So if we're constantly working with all those electrical devices that need to be powered, tell me how can we survive without electricity in Sierra Leone? We can't even afford to work remotely from Sierra Leone. Why? Because we have an electricity system that does not even cater for some of the devices they would use because they consume high amounts of electricity. So if we decide for plugging two systems them into the edge where they get power from, we get for make sure say sometimes the freezers then at the house no they run, they're all shut down just because we need enough electricity for power some of the element in there. You get some stuff they would use we get for constantly they on power. And it gets for be cooled all the time. So it gets a fan system with something they cool them. So imagine you just run around of room and a hot salon day where you not even come yourself anywhere, anyhow. You feel the heat within you. You gap now one bench with a metal, you go back 5 minutes later, past you put your hand, you rub and force for make it cool down small because you go down extremely hot. So now think of some of the system the way sometimes some of we they use. How can we power those systems and work remotely from Sierra Leone? It practically is impossible. So what you see,
it didn't work. So
doesn't. So all these European, that's why that now that make they attract foreign people into Sierra Leone for work purposes because they can't afford to actually stay there and do their work. Because they need.
I talked to somebody. Sorry, I got you in the middle of it. T-Boy. When they talk, people don't understand the seriousness of this whole thing. I talked to somebody where they operate a water factory. You know what the person tell me?
No.
He said, therefore call the workman them let them go. The moment where you see light. So imagine somebody they sleep now, all sweet in family. They will get for call it 2 o'clock morning. Come on, light on, can do a logo make water quick, logo make water quick. But now that now the survivor. But they can't afford to run the generator all the time. You understand what I mean? Eh? So sometimes you go there middle of production, then light go. So imagine if now somebody will not get conscience. Some people then they go get dirty water, then full up an entire time for people and then get.
Can you imagine
Dirty
that?
water, we filtrate them or whatever. We've seen that happen.
Yeah.
We've seen those days. Then the way our business have been problem. Not so that make them the advice, who pay the advice, not buy Kool-Aid or ginger beer and at it. Because I'm much one ice block, and then they go take camp put inside for cooking, for why they watch me so. But that's true. That's true. They go take the ice block, I'm not trying, and then they can put inside the Kool-Aid or ginger beer. So imagine if we go back to those days. Now,
then a disaster. I beg no go back to those days, Juma, please.
But it's the reality. So
no, that's a sad reality. We cannot accommodate those sort of reality. Come on, man. Okay, we talk about doom days. These are doom. Right. Okay, these are doomba days. We can't because it's out of context. Right. It's totally out of context. For like we say, we go back to those dark ages. Those are like not even dark ages. Those are like primitive ages of Sierra Leone. Right. 2024? No. Come on. We cannot be thinking like that anymore. It's a shame.
So if you don't have electricity, would they talk about them minor things here? So it affects everybody, regardless, even us here. With viewership, 65 to 80% of our viewership is from Sierra Leone.
It's from Sierra Leone.
I don't reduce why? Because lights now there, tariff don't go up for the data. So we get very viewership from Sierra Leone now. But I didn't be the highest viewership, 60 to 80%.
That's fact. It's true.
Sierra Leone, all they watch. And we go to Sierra Leone.
And where would they say Sierra Leone? We don't talk about specifically Friton. No, the province.
Yeah.
The provinces we're talking about. Not so inside Friton itself, but the provincial towns. The Bo, Kenema, Makeni, Kono, and Moyamba. Those areas. And some elements in Kabbalah as well. But the Bo, Kenema, Makeni, Kono, those are our primary spots of viewership from Sierra Leone.
We have viewers from Kailao as well, because some of them they call into programs where they call you, they know say not from their side and then
from their side and then come on. Because they highlight to side and they. So basically it is very serious. Because now let's talk about the serious aspects of some of their concerns and when it comes to viewership. For example, some of the things that we discuss it educates a lot of Sierra Leoneans then, because on thinking that we can get people that they can talk about various different things then in various different capacity. If we have health issues, if we have educational issues, if we have I would say political issue that needs to be addressed, then people that's not from listening in Ilano. They don't sit down alone, they sit down in groups and listen to some of them discussions there and then learn a lot from them. And how will they know? Because we they interact with them at some point when we're there in person or through family members and friends. Give and take an example. One of we go to Guinea a couple of weeks ago, and we did a show in the UK. We get for do with the artists we then pull from Guinea camp. Fortunately, one of the people that we bump into was supposed to be a driver. We watching with the stream live on that particular day with their Guinean artists. And this person here, like say, one of we come out from London. So, oh, these guys are from London. And when I sabi we artists we go perform in London, Siphon, we were like, yeah. And guess what? We were proud to let that person know that we stream that particular live feed. And that's the feeling of what we do that has been recognized outside of Sierra Leone, in person. And it was very much appreciating for somebody who watch that stream on their mobile phones. because they have access to internet and the phones were charged so they can watch anything that is broadcast of their interest all over the world. When I went to Abidjan, equally the same thing happened. I bumped into somebody that was watching our live feed all the way from South Africa. And he was supposed to be a journalist. And when the person saw my baseball card, SGM, I know his name. Did you guys cover the WAFCOM? I'm like, oh, how do you know that? Oh, I was watching your interviews. I'm like, wow. So that's the element of the power of electricity that we take for granted. And the way you feel when people they recognize what you do, well, inside the UK or other parts of London or Sierra Leone that we go, people say thank you. Why? Because they have access to electricity to watch what we're doing. In Sierra Leone, it's equally the same. So look, we say we have a blind world and you not get access to power. You live in a remote village. Your life will be doomed because the world they evolve, they go far, and we are that far behind. Somebody actually called London a civilized village, and that's how Nigerians call Sierra Leone a big village in West Africa. That's what it is.
The question, just like how you highlight T-Boy, I remember in 1995, the president of Ivory Coast, 94, 95, I think it was in 95, really. The president of Ivory Coast go visit Conakry, Guinea, Koniambedi, then Temende. He went, imagine a state visit, then lights go for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. The person responsible for electricity.
Yeah, that's in job.
Now that next day then Saka. That caused lights go. That's how seriously Guineans then take electricity. Because they no see. Imagine this was in 1995. I'm not talking about today. 95 then. But maybe they say we civilized past Guinea. In 95 will be the beg for light. Now imagine what's in the happen. We go say, now we've civilized with this, with that. We're not even able to provide simple electricity. They will talk about waiting. Let me show them one more people car factory in a salon.
Who's car factory?
Motor car factory.
I mean, look, we want down garage first before beginning to talk about motor car factory.
Motor car factory and for go open now they don't go to say get sardine factory. So how long would that last if you get constant blackout?
Oh God. Well, you see, the sad thing, like you say no more, we project the wrong image of what is the reality in Sierra Leone.
Right.
And you get given away, I won't say gullible, they're just dumb for accept that fake reality. They say this is what Sierra Leone is into. Sierra Leone is moving forward. We are moving forward. We are actually catching up to the reality of what life should be like. We are not. We are catching up with ourselves, not the reality of what life is. We catch up with real reality thinking, oh, but we don't get improvement. Why? Because we get escalator now the airport. Hey, escalator na backyard development now certain countries in West
Africa. How you operate this? Say they work here most of the time.
Well, because the electricity where they power them and they're not so small one. So basically it will not function. Okay, we don't improve or we develop. Why? Because we have a footbridge that is not even meant to be because it's not a highway. But yeah, we develop. Please, I beg you. So the narrative of what we do as a nation that is pushing us to the forefront of development is backwardness. Because I don't see how you put a dual carriage with some time. No, they even get 1% clear. Okay, let us say 1%. Because sometimes 1% will be too much. And they even get 0.1% less traffic. because some of them footbridge then are constant traffic or then dual carriage and they don't even know the essence of dual carriage anyway. So now the development and the way we they see say salon they move go forward. Because we will talk about a 24-hour city where sometimes freedom we don't become almost for begin experience. Because I remember after 2018 election, it began for sync. But before 2018 election, we saw a lot of freedom where they run almost 24 hours. Because people they actually left their host them by then 12-1 for go outside for come out. So they work, they finish work, they come home, spend time with family when it's weekend, and 2-3 o'clock in the morning, they decide to leave to go where? To go to sports. Then for go possibly hang out with friends. Then they sell normally 10 morning. Why? Because we have electricity. Although people were complaining, but it means some people have access to buy their provisions when they don't come out club, when they don't come out their night out. Then they go home in the morning. They will stop at Lumley. Why? I need for buy sugar, milk, and bread. Why? Because Sunday, I'm not able for Grab for Canal Junction for can buy. So I buy once a while they go to house. Why? Because we have shops that are still running at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because they have electricity. Come on. Whose magic will it be another? That a simple logic say electricity drives the economy to grow.
Right.
So that man, maybe they make money, 50 leons, sometimes from 8 to 12, and they make extra 50 leons from 12 to 4. And guess what? The one way go do that morning shift, if they go home, it don't create employment or they can do the night shifts. And that one do night shift,
stay out of trouble at the same time. Stay out of trouble. They go drag.
So the economy go grow. Families will be able to afford it. You cannot afford for say, okay, me picking to go private school. Why? I can earn enough to pay his school fees. Okay, me picking for wear good shoes for go school this year. Why? Because I dey earn enough for buy for good shoes. Why? Because I have employment. Why? Because there is electricity outside at the work. Why? Because they can afford for give me 2 shifts. Why? Because I can afford to work in the day and maybe my cousin or my partner works at night. Why? Because it brings in more money. Why? Because there is electricity. And would it take all this, would they say, would they develop?
See, boy, let ask you, you talk about joint them, okay? Do you remember between 2012 to 2018, around then, all them time, before Ebola, then after Ebola, before COVID? Who say people let me go rave, apart from Lumley? Eastern.
Well, yeah, you get many Eastern joints.
Eastern, where the man is going to them 5 sports, different sports. Late night, no so.
Yep, I remember a few spots that we've been in at the old road. Yep.
And that old road and get spot then at the new road as well.
Yep, the new road have a lot.
Then.
Juma.
Yeah.
Juma, I mean they come home na Kisi 510 around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I go feel to say something at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And this not on Monday or not on Saturday or not on Sunday or not on Friday. Every day.
Right.
Can you imagine every single day? Whether you might like it or not, but it brings some elements of development and improvement in people's lives in that particular area because you are generating some funds. Maybe you might think it is a negative form of fundraising or generating funds for some family members or some people because you might think it's just alcohol that people sell. No, people and they sell fry and food stuff as well alongside that.
Fry
you
no
might
more.
think say,
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying, you might think say something.
So mine cooking that's on net and they sell.
Yeah. You might think something, okay, now how much money they sell and about no restaurant they run. You might think, say, no, the shop there where they do groceries or where they do provision and lock. No, they're open.
Okay.
Everybody is making money. You go see that pass sit down so in a nod. Now they back at the car, hey, go to the sleep, or hey, Mr. John, hey, Mr. Kama, you sleep gap no. What do you want? I want sardine.
Yeah.
You get black diamonds.
Yeah.
I want paracetamol.
One ginger cake.
Thank you.
Man, and go buy top up middle net. You know the
Exactly.
I don't run out of top up or whatever. You the gap, you
exactly.
go buy and they. So one thing I ask you,
when we run out of fuel, sometimes we don't come up flying car with fuel London. Also, how they go buy fuel? We they either go Lumley or go Aberdeen, or sometimes we go reach Nashell, we stop Nashell because what you do, and they sell fuel, they take money.
Right. So you know, so let me get traffic lights recently.
You have traffic lights.
People have they complain, say the traffic light that they cause more traffic. But you don't
traffic lights cause.
You don't tell any people that they complain, say the traffic light they cause traffic. Because I don't know if
you have traffic lights if not cause not the way like the traffic lights go. The traffic light then become
yeah, that's
what in?
I appreciate the sleep. I say I appreciate that solar they operate on that. But then can make a comment here, T-boy.
What's your name, so? What do you think can say?
Then can say I think the government is happy for the blackout because it keeps the people away from social media awareness.
True, but guess what? Why would you embark on that? Why would you be happy to embark on the demise of people's opportunity to social content? Why would you celebrate the luxury of others and deprive some, well, many? Why would you be so happy to think, okay, well, if they're not getting light, they don't get access to social media? You know the impact of social media. I listened to somebody that was talking about the improvement of social media for the livelihood of people that are creators or inventors. We learn a lot from social media. It depends how you want to use the tools. But it can help and develop your livelihood. It can help you develop your mental state. It can help you develop your mindset. It can help and develop your skill sets. A lot more than ever you might think.
So far, the government of Sierra Leone is aware. They're aware about, social media platforms and online platforms, because now that make, during the new tax law, they have separate taxation laws for people the way they trade online. No, yeah. Laws there for tax if they make money online in Sierra Leone. So yes, so they know the power. It's just that a false excuse then they give, because then self depend on social media. The Ministry of Information and Civic Education, when they do their press conference, so that they broadcast them. Not online. Then they go to a radio station, no. Then they broadcast them, now social media, people get different, feed them, and then they put them flyer and all of that. So they know.
That ministry seems to remain the most useless still in Sierra Leone anyway.
They know the importance, but it's just that they defend fake excuse, because then self, most of them in the office there, so they spend 90% of their time on social media. 90%. Including the chief minister. The chief minister,
now I say so. Now
they make a music them every day on social media.
Forget the chief minister, forget time, and broadcast to the world how exhausted he has been at work today. Now he's chilling. Where? Yeah. On social media. Really? Yeah. Tabik, please. Yeah. I know say Denke want for highlights Dandy, but Denke, sorry. I think these people know exactly what they are doing. As much as they are happy to say many people that they expect to be on social media don't have access to it because of the blackouts, it is also at their advantage, or more so at their disadvantage as well. So when you look at
social media government in the first place,
of course it is. So it's more so at their disadvantage, because majority of everything that they disseminate is not by conventional medium. It's the unconventional mediums that they use, and the social media is one of the most important to them all. So when was the last time you listened to SLBC anyway? When was the last time you listened to mainstream television, AYV in Sierra Leone? When was the last time? Because they don't have content. So where is all the content going now? It's on social media. You don't ever see the Minister of Information.
Discourse, don't go viral on social media and everything. So
yeah, even the ministry that is responsible for information don't use the ministry platform. When at SLBC, they don't use it for nothing. Even the president have his own social media feed, for God's sake. Are you talking about the essence of social media?
Speech. The president in
social media they broadcast them.
He broadcast he say go broadcast live on Facebook on his Facebook page. In recent speech, this one we get about push.
Take social media for granted though. It's a very important tool. And a tool where you cannot mess around with right now, because guess what? It's one of the most powerful tools on earth. If you mess around with them, it'll make and break you. We've seen the downfall of many people based on social media. Right. And we don't see people that don't survive on social media platforms. We see people are making very great move in whatever they're doing on social media. So there is a huge benefit. If we capitalize on the benefits of social media alone in Sierra Leone, you know how many TikTokers that we have in Sierra Leone that are making serious money from social media? You know how many content creators there? I would say majority of we picking the way they study mass communication, where they study media as alone, now for count open platform on social media. That's their primary source of employment. That is their primary source of employment, because nobody can employ them. They graduated with their degrees from Mascom or from Fabe College, Magai, or wherever the institution might be, to do what? To become an online, well, they call themselves blogger, but they don't blog nothing. To become an online commentator or online strategist or online announcers or online anything now online. That is their primary source of employment. And we are messing around with it just to punish people so they give them blackout. You know how many people they starve?
That's a lame, but you cannot take away from people what you don't have. You know what they people like they say they greedy the light because they can't social media.
Can you imagine that?
Talk, because I even the minister, what's the minister they say, the chief minister, data wise. Therefore, data wise. Data wise, the light. The chief minister he said they work out 13 power bank.
Power bank. Because they never for the blackout. They can't. But you see, the reason why some of them possibly don't see the burden of the blackout system in Sierra Leone because they have options. Yeah. And when I say they have options, they have multiple power banks that can possibly sustain them for like the whole period of time when they are not at work, because they will prioritize their offices to be electrified. So basically, they charge all their devices. I'll guarantee some of them, they even make block safe na the office them for carrying on their host, because they don't have to go use generator when they go on their host. Or if they use generator when they go on their host, then generator in there like a miles away from their bedroom, so they don't even hear the sound. And what annoys me most, what really, really annoys and upsets me, now the one that will come up from the diaspora within governance, they still feel say the life where they live now the diaspora with on them was comfortable. Now they are in Sierra Leone, they live like kings in mansions or in their palaces that they own, where then they know the reality of life, because they jump out of luxury and they enter into luxury. So they don't step their foot or they don't take any move or face the reality of what in the soil of Sierra Leone feels like, because they don't have the opportunity to walk on the soils of Sierra Leone, either in a car into their houses that is carpeted or floor with tiles that cost thousands of pounds or dollars. So they don't know the reality of life.
Yeah, I wish I'd be able to post a picture on the chat group. There's a meme now they laugh, but I wanted to share that with the public. I don't know. It's an interesting meme. Let me see. Able.
What's not the name?
No, it's a meme. Let me forward it to the group, and then I don't know if I don't know if it post. Very interesting.
But
Yeah.
I watch you new thriller way then they post around.
So for what you call for Michael Jackson.
For Michael Jackson. Yes.
Yeah, they said they don't choose Salon as the new location for shoot the remaking of the thriller movie. You know, because of the blackout and it, so the natural scene. They're not there for they're not there for mimic them again. It's already
but
dark.
Guess what? Well, it sounds funny, but it's serious. When you have zombie-like human beings in Sri Lanka because of Kush, they really don't need lights.
Right. So you get the zombies there, you get blackout. So what else do you need? So
what else do you need?
I'm not be watching that already. So get the natural extra cast there. Oh my goodness. What a shame.
Anyway, I don't see this picture, Juma.
You don't see the meme, man?
Yes. Yeah. You know how this picture of Fiba? If Fiba like the ID card the way been come out during election.
I don't know if I'm able to project on this screen here, people will see. You able for projector?
Yes. Now me. You know remember me? Look me. Fine. Look me fine.
Go back a little bit of text.
Now me. You don't see? Now me, bro.
Yes, can you see this? So that's the new meme where they go around now for Salo. Say, na me, bro, na lights no day.
Na me, bro, look me. Hey, wait. Na me, bro. You not sabi me. You not remember me. You sabi am. I mean, you didn't see me yet.
Wow.
You not sabi me. All right. Okay. Basically, this is just a reality of the reality. So when you do a selfie in dark, that's what you get. And now just imagine you have to do, okay, they ask you for possibly provide a passport picture online. You begin find background. Maybe sometimes you don't go on your email, you realize, say you get one email, we tell you, say for, okay, for supply passport picture for American DV visa. Hey, can't it go?
Well, you don't go far. Let's talk about the daily happenings, okay? In Sierra Leone, what has been the lifestyle of people that has jobs? Then they grab what time? 4, 5 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
For get ready for go work. So now when lights not there, what do you prioritize if you get light or if you get generator? Now the things that we go make
just you charge all things that you use or everything is powered.
They're able for it. So if me go to workplace, I wear ramp close, I go to workplace, then go drive me go home.
Why? Because you don't get electricity for like you iron your clothes. I ain't gonna give you.
Exactly. Like nothing for iron your clothes or anything. So anybody go vex for me for that. So let me think how important and critical electricity is in our daily lives. The breathe where you breathe, everything. Imagine how many people where not go that far. Because I know now I don't know if they get oxygen then at the hospital. So, exactly. So now we cannot go that far. Because if oxygen in the oxygen's waiting, they operate on waiting. Our supply. So if power supply not there, what happens? It ceases that. If somebody then ICU or how they can call the critical units then for them at home, I don't know. So if somebody in ICU,
not the same.
Yeah, so if somebody in ICU, how we go there where they on life support, for example, how go survive if lights not at the hospital? How many babies there where they go born where they die? And Mona talk earlier say the day when pull out, now the day where the day shift nurse, they ask the night shift nurse where they can go say almost people die last night.
Because of lights not there.
No, I just say almost people die last night. So imagine under normal circumstance, maybe people die like that. So what if lights not the way something and depend on electricity for it? But whose doctor first able for function well, for looking patient and provide them care, or that nurse where it feel hot, it uncomfortable, it this, then sometimes patient they cry under and pain, this, that. What happens? Now it become like a crazy house. Because you get irritated first the way how you they feel. So you they lose patience for able for attend to you, patient them.
I like that. You dey lose patience for attend
Patience.
patient to.
Yes. For attend to you, patient them. So can you imagine, T-boy, this is not a joke thing. Even
No,
if
but
you
I
get
think
money,
it's very serious. And like I said earlier on, don't not just take them for granted saying a blackout. But look at the consequences of what's in it cause to the livelihood of civilians. With a feel say something the one in normal way the inside salon it affects, but it affects us as well. How? If you get serious means of communication to pass on some message or something, you depend millions now so you need your contractors then forget certain um access to certain materials and something you might need, and then you're able to reach out to a supplier, it derails your progress in terms of development or in terms of developing that building or raise the building to a different level. Yeah. So that are one aspect of what how it affects we on the diaspora. For example, you want for pass on some message, you need for call your parents, your mama, brother, or sister, or family member, or business partner, for example. Where you want for pass some information to a way it forgets like a ASAP. And then unfortunately you can't. Why? Because sometimes the person in phone no charge. So it don't deprive you from having that means of communication. We could be swift. We not for even struggle for. Now you might have some kind of access for do bank transfers until you want to buy something of it or something we you get a deadline. For example, somebody want for sell land give you, and then the person say 5 million, then you get the 5 million. You need to reach out to the person because the person say if you're not sending money to my somebody else, they will have for buy them. So if the money come before you, I will take that person there. You lose out. Why? Because the person not get light for make you communicate with her. Why? Because his phone don't die. It takes you another 2 or 3 days. Okay, you get some loved one with something sick, need proper medical attention. You have the money, you have the facility, you have the means to communicate and pass on this good venture or send this money in a salon for me the person go collect and for make it go secure the life of somebody with something sick in the hospital and die. You don't spend the whole day for reach out to the person at the contracts. You never forget that. Why? Because in phone not get power. In phone die.
T-boy. Where the catalog the issue, yeah. So you know it remind me in 2010, 2011, I go Tom. And I was supposed to do a background check. And that was very urgent and important at this salon. So I needed to do my, what do you call the check? The CRB check in
Yeah.
UK. So for the time where I did it. So I needed to send these documents from salon. Because when I reach salon, I will say, then say I need the background check from UK for my time where I spend it. At that time, most of the way they transmit information was through fax.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to Slate. T-boy. And you will not understand. Past what you did at that moment. You need this. And just because of one thing, you are not able to accomplish certain things. Then you will understand the impact of this. I go to Slate. The first 2 terms, they're able for send because the machine not the work better. The other thing where I go there and say light not the generator and work. So I went there a whole week every day for transmit one fax way for take 5 to 10 seconds, at most 30 seconds. Let push up, say slow, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. No, push and say slow, 1 hour. I went there 5 days. I was not able to transmit that document in time. So when you're in that situation, then you will understand the impact of this. But right now, when we talk and so, people feel say it's a joke or it's just to put the government down. No. What the painful side of this whole thing is like the government, they don't want to come clean in the first place. They are not interested in solving the problem. First, acknowledging that this is a grave issue. You think, says writing a one-page press release, you write joblo jabla, you lie inside it. That will only buy you time for a couple of hours, days, months, but not forever. It all reach a point now, even people yesterday were not used for complaint, but government, where they carry on with their life, the way we feel, say, it's none of their business. People too idle, they lack for complaint. Hey. Now then they complain. Some man able for sleep na net. Some man the place hot. Imagine, and I'm not trying to be sexist here, but I want to imagine somebody where they on a menopause, they salon pan this kind blackout. What happens for a woman?
Well, if you're not a man now, you don't lucky.
Exactly. So imagine what happens in situation like this. Because at least if you get your fan where they on, you get your AC, even if you get your fridge, because I see people let it open fridge, then go inside it for stomach, just for cool off. I don't know what it feels like because I'm not a woman. But when you hear you then they talk and force, the way I get sometimes flu or the cold, and I know how they feel when the system warm inside. So I can just imagine waiting and they go through. You in that situation. Imagine a baby when able for communicate with you, but it's so hot, uncomfortable, they cry endlessly. You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Imagine this kind of heat, then somebody they run temperature. You know able for go get ice block where you can put in a towel for put out for cool them down. This is the personal.
It is serious. It's serious, yeah. But you see, if I were the analyze all them personal examples there, so because you like you said no more, you know go feel the pain of this particular issue they try for highlights to you now until it actually happened to you or you did in that situation. Then you begin realize, say, wow, okay, this is serious. Because all the examples they don't make so very important. And the sad side of all what you don't say so, now for like you get a cameraman we sometimes they film an important element of this particular event come in basket, they run out of power. Then you go understand what that means. Because that's a moment that you cannot repeat.
Yeah.
That's a moment.
So you married or you wedding?
Have an opportunity for a second.
Yeah. You married or a wedding, they tell one they call cut cake.
Thank you. Then lights just go zoom. Okay, look not say lights go. Lights day. But the cameraman in camera just cuts power. Because it been power into some side. So you not just they lost the moment, but you possibly lose the entire footages on that particular recording.
Right.
Because it hasn't been saved. Why? Because light not there. Or why? Sometimes the power don't jam the hard drive don't blow off. We get content that we sometimes we don't get for years or months or decades. So that's the seriousness about electricity we take for granted in a salon. And think about the one evidence and say the laptop will just blow off. Why? Because now that 5 voltage power they can inside the current supply and you know enough. So you can't tap no more, you go back.
Yeah.
Because you know enough for even make your lights come on. And then with that trigger they come, it's trigger you switch, it blow off you, sometimes you transmit already by your laptop or by your phone. And I can wonder why you get power bank in the UK. It serves you for 2 years. You go salon, it only serve you for 1 month.
Yeah. It drain everything. Instead of it charging, it drain the power.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can wonder, say, okay, we they buy like a 6, 7, 8 power bank. We even they buy solar power bank for send go free tongue. Less than 4 months. Then power they drain. You they see am so fully charged. As you connect something inside, so 10 minutes, you don't see tuba. Power bank. So even the electricity where we the get who the most of it, they actually destroy the equipment them. Instead of it preserve them, it they destroy them. Instead of it they charge the power bank them, it they kill the cells them inside the power bank them for charge. It they make the cells them more negative than it make them positive for power any device. So you don't only use them for 1 month. Then you realize your power bank not effective anymore. Why? You don't fuel. Hide the fuel. Normal power supply. So even the small lights who can boast of still they get, it is still they destroy your equipment. So the reality is, what do you do to be realistic about electricity as one of the key elements of economic growth in any society? So if we just focus no more on electricity, we decide, say, well, okay, we don't want no foreign donors. The president, they fly go no side. It actually is on a salon. Okay, I mistake. The president, they fly I want.
Because you already all done now. Now that night it's right for say the president not for fly go no side.
But they bring electricity in a salon. So some people don't care. Because guess what? Everybody's going about their business, making money. Some people they don't really
where became government, they don't try to be there. When people like say, I'm not saying people enjoy they drink water, then they bomb. Cold water, they cool the heart way, warm. Somebody go take the cold water, make an aid, it cool itself, it go outside and watch how they call the film there. Filipino series. Even if they don't understand the language.
Everybody is engaged. Everybody is engaged because there is
idleness. The idleness truth. Attire based, they will go there, they argue, they discuss. If they even push them,
who said push there? People that they spend time, they spend money, or they watch something sensible where they gain from. No, you see, we then look at all the FF elements they are so. But if we really get institutions that are very serious about economic growth in Sierra Leone, before we think all these strategies, they may just focus on one element. Now they say American embassy don't give you almost $100 million. Can we actually find strategy of how we cable for if we just concentrate in one specific area and we say, okay, we need sustainable light. For example, now the central of Freetown, the administrative block of Freetown, now they will need sustainable light if for around 24 hours. They make a catchment. What will happen? It will not satisfy the entire Freetown, but guess what? People will be able to feed from that sustainable energy, that particular region there, for supply some facilities to the area where they get sustainable energy. Because it's simple. If we never see this now the hub of electricity, we decentralize all the electrical devices the way they provide source of electricity to some of the businesses they will do. Say, for example, if we know for say this now the source of power na Freetown, when at the development area or na the central part of Freetown, when at the administrative Freetown, when we come to work in the morning, we make sure say anybody will get access to electricity, it fully load all in capacity of something because we know for certain it's sustainable. You can even plan, say, okay, today, go on, Juma.
Listen, T-Boy, if we get power right now, I had to go make the Minister of Energy and Power or head of EDSA.
Why?
Because these are simple fix. It's all about strategy, okay? Yeah. So during the Anescoma government, this is exactly what they did at some point. During the day, the business districts, the industrial areas, they get lights for production and for do work. You understand what I mean?
Yes, I remember.
In the evenings,
Yeah.
the residential area, mainly residential areas, they get lights.
Yeah.
That's another thing they did. So you find out they balancing self out. I get lights where I go na house for go mellow with my family and do other things them, enjoy. Then I get lights where I go na workplace for do me work. And the days that way lights not they come, they will announce to you to say, Kinghama Road, Dwazak, New Englandville, Brookfields. Because of A, B, C, D way happen, una not get forget light. Or this week, 3 days now phase 1 light we they get. The other 3 days now phase 2 light we they get. Phase 2 now make them improve that Blackout Road area light. So if you get phase 1, you get phase 2. You get Susan and Susan that. These were the strategies. But this government is not communicating with everyone, anybody to explain what is happening.
Coming back to you, now the Blackout Road powerhouse will be damaged.
Yes.
Maybe they supply majority of the eastern parts of Freetown. Now we make them get that second ship we've been there in our Taki area.
Exactly. Remember that ship they will be come. So they brought it in for can supply that eastern part there.
That eastern part of Freetown. Yep.
The Blackout Road one. So the government at the time, they spent money, they subsidized power supply, they don't make profits, but they ensure that the people of Sierra Leone get light. They're not left backlog. You understand? They paid up and they're not increased tariff for people left. You spend less 100,000, you go put we go charge service for a whole week or something like that, depending on your usage. But now, and it not be hard to forget, this time the only time where I see one, sometimes they for let go get if you need able get the power, the how you call it in the top up. 2, idea. 3, you know worth it. When you spend 500,000, now which you they spend maybe 100,000 5 years ago, now they spend now for 500,000. You know they last you long. Then 4, you know they even get the light. Then 5, when you even get the light, they can blow off all your equipment then at house. Damage all thing. So if this thing, if God forbid this continue like this, imagine what will happen in the season. Imagine what will happen in the season.
And the season not too far.
Imagine. Now we can say
God maybe they go say rain season go can't help because they go get Bumbuna up and running.
Who's Bumbuna? When they say the cable they not connect.
Bumbuna they use cable.
The Bumbuna generation. But how about the distribution side of things?
I just put that one in. But seriously, we are up for disaster if we don't take this. Sometimes, if we not take and beyond reality of food to the sea, we are up for disaster. And a disaster way not gonna be good for the economy, not gonna be good for the sustainability of livelihoods, not gonna be good for even personal sanity. Because electricity they make people go crazy. Because when your mindset is not focused on anything that will generate something for you, you go mad. So look, we not just look at no more and say, oh, when I just lights. Oh, when I blackout, we can do without blackout. No, we can't. And not to that area where until you go say people don't have the devices they will go use to be powered by electricity. I believe say 6 in 10 Sierra Leonean right now get device we should be powered by electricity of any means. But they have a device that needs to be powered by electricity. I would say 6 out of 10, or possibly even 7 out of 10 Sierra Leonean, maybe between the age of 18 and above. 7 out of 10 Saloma, we go meet up, we put them together, go get a device, either at home, in their pockets, in their bags, or in their possession, or in their house possession, that needs to be powered by electricity. Because it's just the reality of life. It's just the reality of how things go right now. Now, the fact of every institution, every country, every state, every nation, electricity is paramount. The other day, there was an electricity cut in an area. Somebody called me, T-Boy. I'm like, yeah. You get lights? No, my beloved joke, no. He said, no. What happened? He said, because the lights go off now this area just now for over 1 minute. I'm like, really? Say, yeah. So you didn't notice and maybe say something don't go wrong. And you didn't realize you let them go off and come back on.
Yeah.
Just for a minute, the person called me. You know, almost people that don't sue council for that.
Exactly.
You know, almost people that don't make claim for that 1 minute blackout day unannounced. It's not easy. Even when they say then they do what works now, so when I get for lose some amount of water, then they come with bouncers of water. I remember about 15, 20 years ago, we area in the then get some kind water cuts. Thames Water get some issue with the system, pipe system. The one whole area being the run out of water. Then supplying water for even use now with toilet and for flush. Bouncers of water barrels, them then are all the streets them. Packets of water, you the kind of you take bundles. Not a packet or bucket or plastic bottle water then. Then get all the various different sizes. Then what you able for carrying them when they take? Some people they actually store water in their backyard. We go last them for maybe 6 months or 1 year. Because we were supplied bottled water to wash our face, use at the bathroom, wash our clothes, flush our toilets, everything for almost, I think it was for like 2 weeks. This not a one street or one whole area. Not a table so. And then get bouncers of water. Fire brigade, not of fire brigade water themselves. Them bouncers the way you go fit to say it's now for them petrol bouncers then. You get like a 2 or 3 now each street. You need a couch you bucket so. Then the left farm, the packet was having at the junction. For the one that they come out, they can pick up. Left on a strategic areas then. Left some na community centers then. So they plan. And they knew this problem is not going to be fixed within the next couple of days. So they prepared for it.
So that's what brings me to the thing where they tell you about the deception. Instead of acknowledging this is the problem and this is what we are doing as an alternative until the issue is solved, they say, una go swear, una go beer, una sorry for the inconvenience. That's what they tell people. Say, we not care they, however, una get for doing. But me, I think we don't do a lot on this program today. Based on that press release we read, the 23rd next Tuesday. So therefore, the next story where they come after that. If not, then we'll ask more questions on
MEMS they highlight 2 things now, so we're very serious. Okay. There is no electricity, and then your house is extremely hot. People are even scared to open their windows, forget fresh air, afraid to be robbed.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's serious.
It's so true. So you're not safe. You're not safe in your home. You're not safe out of it.
You're not.
You know?
And those are very serious issues. So electricity, they make you become a prisoner in your own home. You don't have the free will opportunity to even open your window because your life will be at risk. Something that will rob you.
It's got to not be understood. See people in the old and small fan and in the worker.
Honestly. So it's very serious.
When you look at this kind of thing, it's like it's dangerous. But first, the man and they say, okay, we need to, man don't feel up. Let man go inside, say, I'll commercial bank, but I'll go team up there. Not to customer. and for let cool breeze blow
Air
am.
condition go blow. Yeah,
Air
true.
condition blow and then catch energy back for continue.
True,
But now that
true.
they know that because say look commercial bank self no get light, for example.
Exactly. True,
You
true.
know, they no get light. So now all thing a manual, paper, counting, this, that. You know, it's so sad. But T-Boy, I think we'll round up for today. Victor Fo, welcome, man. It's been a while. I know we'll try for catch up by God power. Yeah. Um, let's try round up. So for me, what do you think, say, go ahead, T-Boy.
No, go on, go on.
What do you think, say, if you deal with government, what you would suggest to them as you're rounding up for handle this crisis? Or if you want to just declare a state of emergency?
Well, that's one. They should declare a state of emergency for blackout because it's very serious. And no. I am not saying this out of joke. To be very honest with you guys, if you're watching me, take it very seriously. Now, if we declare state of emergency for push, because we think, say, push is a drug that is turning civilians into zombies, then think about where zombies exist. Would there be lights? Let's be serious, Juma. Zombies and they exist outside lights, No, they don't. So we have now been in the position of making comparison, and we laughed about it. We were possibly not taking it seriously when we were seeing our younger brothers, friends, and family members turning into zombies. And the reality of a zombie world is darkness, and that is where we are leading to. So if we can take this particular issue and turn out to a state of emergency, equally so, zombies lives in dark. So the comparison of those two is parallel to each other. I'm not just saying we should take this as a state of emergency because blackout na blackout too. The lives where blackouts they take in the reality of what really happens behind the dark that we don't see is more than what you would defeat to say push they do to Sierra Leoneans them. You know how many people are dying right now in hospitals and they will call them natural deaths, but a blackout not the real cause of them. You know how many people then they starve right now, possibly go get fights between their family members that will go lead to death. Why? Because light not there for power, certain thing they don't used to, then go get an argument over that. You know how many people then not able for afford for buy petrol for maybe move forward, we go able for create electricity for the host. You know how many people then they use flush toilets when not get lights for power, then flush? Where then host them with this stink. Taking us seriously when we talk about electricity. You know how many industries are running dry right now because we don't have electricity to power their machines for them let them produce? You know how many businesses go bankrupt if this electricity shortage happen for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? You know how many people are going to lose their jobs because there is no electricity for run the company in the work? You know how many office them will smell within the next couple of days because they not get power for flush the toilet they will then get the facility there. You know how many toilet they will go flop because you not get electricity for pump water now the hose where they use power supply for pump water now the tank there. Don't laugh about this. Don't take a make joke. Why they say like we call it a state of emergency for blackout? It is serious. Because the Western world know the power of electricity. That's why they don't mess with it. All these wars where they happen all over the world is for just one element of oil and electricity. You think that is a joke? For like American they risk their cities in the life, then send them at the Gulf for go secure tanks then where they supply them electricity for crude oil. You think it is a joke? You know, funny, Juma.
I'm not laughing at that. I bumped into a post. People are just evil. So the person say why make President Malano just sell the new motor we buy and pay half of the electricity bill?
It's true. It's true. Because they said it was that cost over 100,000. It's true. It's not funny, but not true. So he drove a luxurious vehicle into an environment that does not have electricity.
Electricity, yeah.
Can you imagine that? If we're really serious about what we talk about right now, you feel something will happen. It's only a nation that has a dictator. Such thing will happen. Honestly speaking. So to be honest, for summarize, I think we should take electricity more seriously than ever. Because if we just laugh about the root cause of what blackouts they be to the livelihood of people of Sierra Leoneans in Sierra Leone and out of Sierra Leone, then we get for make sure say we ready for the disaster we get for unfold. The disaster we get for unfold get for be an increase in poverty, abject poverty. You get for be an increase in death rates in hospitals and care homes and possibly nursing homes and pediatric homes where you deal with speaking and we possibly do under life support situations. Then we get for deal with the reality of our mortuary where for be run by highly powered electricity for maintain the fridges the way they keep with loved one and body them saying. We get for think about the disaster way it will cause to we own personal financial gain because we do lose business and contract them because we lack electricity. In the diaspora, that is not even luxury. It is not. It's a source of living in the diaspora. If you don't have lights, you cannot live. You don't function without it. So it is an element of your life to be in existence. Because when you don't have lights in your homes, you cannot live in that house. So it is part of us to have a sane lifestyle, if I will put on that way. So as much as we did laugh about blackouts for the past decades in Sierra Leone, and it's getting worse in 2024 that we live in right now, let's take it not a little bit seriously, let's take it very seriously. Because otherwise the consequences of the lack of electricity will get for suffer in the next couple of weeks or months to come will be worse than the thing they already complain for say don't go up, i.e. petrol, gas, and other basic amenities that we will be able for consumers, Sierra Leoneans. So let's take it very seriously. I want to say thank you once more to viewers them for watching us. I think it's been a very long time that we've been online for this long. And we do apologize again for not being around on a regular basis. Again, we have so many other challenges that we are dealing with, either personally, work-wise, or so many other things that we then caught up on. So we know they do them deliberately, not for being online on a regular basis, but we try as hard as possible as we can. But it is still very much challenging. But guess what? We'll find a way to get to you guys either once or twice a week. We don't say that a lot. But when we do say that, we are faced with even more challenges to execute that. But we try our best, and we happy say on an lose up our way, because we don't answer a lot of questions then we when they ask we, and we self don't see them and review a lot of the questions when I don't ask we and the answers they don't go now. But time is very much of essence in the lives that we live today. So we have to live it to the fullest. And we will continue for promising, we'll do the best we can to give you guys the best of what we normally used to do on a regular basis. If we have the power, the means, the resources, and everything that we think we can do to make it possible, we will do it. If you don't see us, it means it is beyond our own control. Yeah. That is why we're not able to broadcast. But we'll try as much as possible. It will come up with different things that we possibly be able for engaging as well on a regular basis. So I want to say thank you once more And I appreciate the fact that you guys are taking your time to listen to us, even though it's been a long time, but you still have that patience and courage to watch us throughout this period. So continue to share our link, continue to subscribe to us, because like as Juma said earlier on, and with the subsequent programs, they will possibly begin broadcasts on not everyday basis, but at least twice or 3 times a week. It depends on what we get planned. But if you subscribe to it, then you'll be able to follow most of the activities then they will get on the social media platforms. So please continue to subscribe and share the programs, and join me back sometime next week for another edition of How They Go Inside the Republic. But don't forget to see the lamp. The lamp. I mean, subsequently, a couple of weeks ago, the lamp started. Why? Because we want to throw light. Light is the key word of the lamp, to throw light on issues that needs to be highlighted within our communities in the diaspora and also in Sierra Leone. So the lamp, not the hot. I should don't begin light, and so we'll make sure say we light them for as much as we can. And for the fact say the lamp importance, we do everything possible for make sure say we get the lamp to on our back on a regular basis. Now in this show, if you not been getter, na salon. If you not been know for say it exists, it dey.
The lamp dey, alarm.
The lamp it dey. And if one lighter, we dey light them back.
But they are lent salon need am.
This now we born with. Now we grow with. But we not go die with them. We will not agree. But we dey make them as a reminder for let people know for say these are the dark ages of Sierra Leone. Why are we still revisiting it? We want people to understand.
Even if you want light this night, because sometimes you buy the kerosene for putting inside it. It's the sad part.
So now the thing is where we born with, where we grow with, but we cannot die with it.
Right.
Why people they bring us back to these days? So we use this specifically.
If you broke that shit, now beats now will kill you.
You know, most times you don't broke the man and really right back.
They tell you broke am, yeah. You mistake broke that day. Wait, as you are more bash.
And guess what? When you broke with a patch with sellotape.
I tell you.
I wonder why you sellotape not been the melt those days.
Right.
Interesting, eh? But anyway, don't forget to join the lamp. The lamp will be coming to you possibly every other week.
But I'm able to for screenshot, I need to take that picture of that lamp, lamp poster.
God not go agree. God not go agree. God not go agree. I want the lamp, sir. No, I want the lamp. No.
Come on, please.
You see, please. I don't like that. So, okay. That'll be the opportunity. This is the lamp.
The lamp.
Lamp.
This I can't post that on my page.
You don't go do am. You don't go do am, you. But viewers, I go say thank you to you once more and have a good evening. Over to you, Juma.
Thank you so much, Famulem. We appreciate Tuna, and as T-Boy stated, the issue of electricity is not a child's play, not a one-man business, not a one-class business, not a one group or region business. It's everybody's business, because electricity is a basic need and a basic necessity, just like how water in a life, and so electricity in a life. We pass them days where electricity now be luxury, we've passed that stage. Now in our life, because everything that you do depends on electricity. Even the water you drink, for let them purify them and process them in Guma Dam, they need electricity or some form of power supply. The food where you eat, everything so far depend on power supply and electricity. So let's make it a reality and pressure government. Let it let for trivialize the issue and let for deceive people. They have to address it immediately. Now, this is not about a political gain or political loss. You're playing with people's lives and livelihoods. That's what you're playing with. So do your government to not address the issue? Not for can sack policy who say sack minister. Sacking minister not they solve the problem. The problem is there, deal with it. If government has to put money in, put the money and solve the problem. No scapegoat any one person. It's a serious issue. It's becoming, like T-Boy and Yusuf stated, it's becoming a pandemic now, a disaster waiting to explode. So let's solve it. We want to say thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Wherever you are, stay blessed, stay safe. Even at the blackout, try for cope and manage until either government serious for change the situation, or we make government serious for change the situation. Until then, me, Jumaba, on behalf of the CRGM media team, they say good night and tata.